Hey, welcome back to Métropole Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm pretty sure it's the 28th, right? Right? Like clockwork. How's everyone doing? Pantograph, I'm excited. Lucas, yes, I have played that console before, I think. Yeah, I wanted to spend some time today to dive into some RE decks. I think RE decks are really fun. They're really good. I think we're definitely going to see RE at Worlds, and casting for Worlds, you gotta figure out all the archetypes. You gotta understand what they want to do. And I know people were playing Pantograph Arissana instead of like Lilypad, and I'm confused. So we're gonna sort that out today, figure out why that is, and we're gonna play this decklist of the week. So we'll just grind some Shaper. Hey Stab, Metro Stream, how's it going? Cror, I'm here from the start. Yo, how you doing? How's your Friday? Kokoro says hype. Speaking of Kokoro, we had him on the channel just recently. I wanted to shout this out a while ago. I think I should have done this a bit sooner, but Cody published, was that Candats? Published a startup deck. Mind you, Worlds, there's a startup, it's not a startup world championship, it's a startup championship. I think that the language around it has changed. It is the only single-sided Swiss event, I think, at Worlds. Maybe some of the side events are. I'm pretty sure it works out like that. But this is a really cool list. It's an Arissana list for startup, so you have endurance. And just seeing that you can get away with Arissana playing only Slap Vandal, like this is the same sort of thing you see in what's it called? In Eternal, where like that just gets you far enough. So like really interested to see how this deck plays out. And there's a really good thorough write-up as Cody normally does. So check that out. I'll have the link in the description. Shout out to the stream, pumped to see some Pantograph. Lazy, how's it going? I wonder if Ryan from work is here. Brennan, what do you mean? What are you doing? Let's go. Music's really popping off. Paul says too. I love the music. That song is my favorite song on the whole playlist. It is called The Bambino by Anthony Vega. It is just kind of great. I've never played Tropico though, or Tropico. I'm not sure how you say it. 28th. Grinding Shaper's recipe for fun. For real, Ari is really quite fun. And like, I don't know, there's a meme that I can't play Shaper. I can play aggressive Shaper. I can run Shaper. We've had good success with Ari. I think Ari is one of my favorite runners right now. Pantograph Ari goofy. Lilypad is so easy to fire consistently, so I wonder how you get more from Panto than Lily. I'm totally in the same camp as you, Tabby. I think there's an interaction. I know early when I was talking to Jeff about it, to call out the fact that when they score out, you can get a Peach of Sean down clicklessly, or when you run archives with a conduit, run R&D with a conduit dig. Let's just show Pantograph. The idea is that can fire, and then so you can clicklessly get your Peach of Sean down, which means if you can go R&D again, you're going to get the click back for sure, because Peach of Sean technically scales infinitely as long as you can install it infinitely, because Peach of Sean will add itself back to its hand. So spending the click, if you have no click compression to get this onto a piece of card, won't make sense. So that is the idea, is that you can dig R&D infinitely and kind of win the game with Pantograph Peach of Sean. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some other niceties to it, but that's like the one big interaction. Also, it technically speeds up, your other stuff. But I agree, Lilypad seems like pretty integral to the whole build. So we'll find out. Hey, Pink, how's it going? Pink Bonkel? Izzy, how you doing? You feeling any better? Hopefully you're doing all right. Izzy was a bit under the weather. Wish Izzy well. Doing good. Hope you and yours are well. Yeah, we're definitely a lot better. We were a bit, again, also, I guess, under the weather, but self-inflicted, but we're totally fine. Hopefully you're doing fine as well, Lazy. Getting my buddy from work into the game. Sometimes he watches the stream, but I don't know if he watches live. Oh, I see, Brennan. All right. It was Ryan. Hello, Ryan from work. Brennan says hi. He treasures your friendship. And so he wants to spend time to make sure that the two of you, the three of us now, have a hobby that we can share together. So I know you're there. Ryan. It's Ryan? I almost said Brian. It's fine. Shout out to Ryan from work. He's here. Yeah, exactly. Good. We'll find him. Eric, how's it going? Let's go Thursday nights. Yo, let us go. We're gonna play some Arissana. How you doing? So this is Pylu's list. Pylu was playing, I believe Pylu smurfed on the day. Pylu is from QTM. It is a cool Ari list, 47 cards. This is an interesting version. I think there's some like, okay, so the progression of Arissana lists over the last month and a half, 2 months, whatever. It's been 2 months now, right? We can say that. It's been very fascinating because there's certain things that stick. There's certain quantities of cards that shift around, and the more people play it, the more reps you get in, you know, the more you know. Obviously, I have not gotten anywhere near as much reps as the people grinding for events, but I'll tell you what I think, and I'll tell you the differences between the decks so we can at least appreciate them to see why we got here and why this is the reason. So first things, going through the list, 47 cards for me. That scares me when it comes to Arissana. I think Arissana inherently is a bit of an engine deck where you need certain pieces. Urban Art Vernissage is not necessary. It's really good. People are not playing 3 of that often. So getting one of these early is important. Environmental testing early and having the pieces is important. Getting down a lily pad is nice. It's not the most important, but it's nice. DZ early, that's the other option. But for me, Arissana kind of hinges on getting the right pieces in the right order, so I don't like 47 cards. So we want to go down to 45 if we can, but of course that's not like, ideally you do that. Kat, it's going well. Loving the double streams. Yeah, Tuesday, Thursday. How you doing? How's all the prep been? Are y'all grinding? Y'all figured it out? Cool. So let's talk about other differences. The breaker suite here, we're looking at Buzzsaw, Cleaver, Echelon, Ika. Now, Ika is a card that I don't honestly like using so much, but it's just really good in Arissana because it's 0 cost to install it clicklessly during a run, even if the corporation isn't presenting any ice, and that is just an economic piece. It's also not bad. The numbers on this, it seems like the whole meta is just kind of failing to break Drafter in any way that makes any sort of sense, so Ika is okay. And there's also some internal synergies with, not Unity, but it works with Echelon. It's okay. It's totally fine. This version's only on a single slap bundle. That's actually a big decision, whether some decks are on 2 slaps or 1 slaps, heaven forbid 3 slaps. I think 2 or 1 is probably what you want to see the most to see how much you're going to need this. There's not that much ice in this format that is like single subroutine, so face checking can be a bit difficult, but it's not impossible. That's nice. Clot, might as well. Yeah, we're playing Shaper. Clot is really, really good. It's the only way that some of your matchups make any sense, that you really push outfit out of the meta. Hush 2x. I think 2x is something you often see. Hush is really, really good. NSG, just makes Hush even better and better every time they put out new cards, so it's really good. 2x makes a lot of sense. Singleton Conduit, this is generally your win condition. Singleton Peach attached to your win condition, but it's just a tempo piece, which is really nice. You have Takobi. Again, this is a QTM special. QTM's been playing heavily Takobi. Whether you like Takobi versus Turbine, that's kind of up to you. Takobi is very good. And the breakpoints on Takobi with certain breakers are actually kind of nicer. +3 strength means you get a 6 strength buzzsaw if you really need it. That doesn't matter. Mind you, you get pretty far. You get far enough with, for sure, with just Turbine. But the big thing is that Cleaver, you get to 6 strength, which means you can actually deal with Brawn. I think the meta has slightly slowed down on Brawn because Ag Infusion isn't everywhere, but that's a really nice breakpoint. And this thing comes down really cheap and it charges itself relatively well. The fact that our breakers are cheap and we can actually run on tempo with things like Pichashan, the Takobi makes a fair bit of sense. We also technically can charge it with Into the Depths, which is an interesting card in the list. I don't know if that actually happens in the deck, but yeah, Takobi versus Turbine. There's even decks that want to play both of them, but they're definitely very, very quite good. Sharp Andre grazing when it got, how's it going? All solved, figured out the whole meta all set. Now it's just about finding the correct sleeves, which let me tell you, that's the hardest part. Got a GNK that's more like a CO on Saturday in MA, and Not Again is encouraging me to play Satsi Rubicon RA. I'm positive it's not a good deck after a single test game. I think the deck is hard to play. I think the deck is potentially poisonous and really, really good, but nobody's playing it. We played it with very little knowledge of how to play it as one of their first decks in the format, and I think that deck was actually quite potentially powerful. It's something that we might revisit today because I want to try it out, but I think that deck is like, I don't know. It can be bad, and I think there's ways to make, like, it's a really big deck building thing where you make the deck so like its engine is maybe only 70% and then 30% of it is just a functional deck, as opposed to like leaning in on that engine all the time. I do think though that that engine is pretty good, and I don't think there's a deck in the meta besides straight horizontal op which it doesn't have an okay to good matchup. It's harder to pilot. Yeah, it's way harder to pilot. It's much harder to pilot. Seems like Arissana is popular, but I'm guessing that Mercury is not too great by comparison. Hey, Supernut, how's it going? Mercury is not really popping off. So it's worth noting that like Criminal, I think, is underrepresented. I think fundamentally Criminal has issues. I think there's still going to be good Criminal decks you're going to see at Worlds you've seen to date. But I think just like It seems hard. It seems like you have to work a lot harder to do cool stuff from Criminal than you can with Arissana, which is a bit trickier to play, but you have a lot of really good in-faction pieces that are synergistic, and Anarch, which like Hoshiko is still really, really good. When it comes to criminals, I think a lot of the criminals feel pretty similar. I think right now, Mercury is a bit difficult for me from my experience, and it hasn't been too much experience. But the problem right now with Mercury is that Mercury doesn't have good ways to deal with a lot of kinds of different ice. So the idea is that you have to either be face checking through ice and letting subroutines fire. That's doable on central servers. You don't see hard end runs on central servers. But then that ability has to be relevant. But the problem is most of the criminal economy right now is run based. And if you're running, you're giving the corporation a lot of reasons to res ice. And if they're resing ice, Mercury's ability falls off to be less relevant. Currently, you have Kurapira or Banner to deal with barriers. You can really work with sentries if you try hard. But unfortunately, the whole D-res package seems to be very slots intensive. And then you run into issues where like you're still just like every criminal deck potentially spending all your influence on like liberated accounts and fermenter and stuff like that, which I feel like is a pretty unflattering place for criminal. But I'm really excited for the future of Mercury, whether the next half of the set we see more bypass cards, you see more economy options that criminals have that can maybe compare to the rest of the field, because right now criminal has like next to no card draw and almost no economy, and run-based economy is probably where you want to be in criminal. So I'd rather play 419, but even that, or I'd rather play Sable, or I'd rather even play Zaya. And that's the issue. I don't know. I don't know whether they can sit back and play like 419, control Mercury, and just like Estebrado to see 3 or 4 cards of the twinning. It might be possible. I've struggled with it. And it's really hard. It's just really hard in criminal. Like that's one of the big things with Shaper and Anarch is like so many of your cards serve like a lot of different functions. And criminal, I don't know. It's hard out there. People are doing it. I just don't think it's that easy. 419 is still a curse to play against. Diogene, how's it going? I feel like 419's calmed down a fair bit. Yeah, 419 is like, it's boring. Having money is important. I only play criminal. I don't ask my win rate though. How bad has it been, Brendan? What do you think? Like, I think with criminal, there's a whole bunch of cards that you need to re-explore. Like early aggression on centrals is pretty good right now. There's not a lot of corporations that are rising up. I think the tag matchup is a bit difficult potentially because they're not very economically robust, and it's hard to like face check aggressively into like R+. That's at least from my experience. But cards like Chesva are really good economy cards. I think cards like Red Team are really good economy cards, and they're not exactly what you kind of expect to see in criminal decks. But the issue is like just the fundamental base idea that if you do like, I don't know, this is what's always bothered me. If you go F criminal, X draw, Z standard, it's like really hard. It's just like there feels like there's fundamental pieces to play like good stuff Netrunner that is so easy in all of their factions. Like these are all the cards that say the word draw on them. Not really great, not great, build around, very good, banned, okay, banned, not a card. Like this is the issue. It's like if you do that to any other faction, you don't run into this sort of issues. And obviously that's what influence is for. But if every time I play criminal, I feel like my most powerful cards are out of faction, which like, you know, that's a feel. It's a feel. If you fire Mercury 6 times in a game, it's like having 6 jailbreaks, fairly good, I think. The thing is like in Netrunner, a lot of the issues that are being presented is not can you maximize multi-access, right? Right, it's not that. Like there's other issues you have to have. You have to have a cogent breaker suite, you have to have economy, you have to be able to deal with economic pressures, you have to be able to trash assets. Miss Bones is really good. That's not too hard. But it's a lot more than just like, can you maximize the amount of accesses you're making? Because, you know, if that was the case, you'd see a lot more decks. Like notice this deck, it has like 1 multi-access card. It's Conduit. And it's good enough because our game plan is set up, build our engine, check stuff while still setting up, and then eventually close the game with the Conduit when we are in a really good spot. So if you're playing Netrunner and you're just being like, oh, I'm going to Maker's Eye every 2 or 3 turns, to me, that can work. But I don't feel like we're, you know, it just feels more like we're hoping that we win as opposed to like having a long-term game plan and understanding how we work into each matchup, which like that's a really big thing with Hoshiko right now is Hoshiko has a lot of flexibility to play different matchups very intelligently. And if your idea is like, if the basis of the deck is how many jailbreaks can we get, it's hard. Chesman Baya is good. It's good. It is good. It's hard, but it's good. I like Mercury, but like the Regis Crim version, just taking advantage of early pressure and transitioning to normal breakers and Hermes. Yeah. That's the thing is like, as soon as you start to build like a functional Mercury deck, you realize it's only like 30% Mercury and 70% just like reg. So you could argue that'd be better at playing Zaya or anything else. Hey, Simon, I know nothing of Netrunner, but I'm like binge watch all your stuff for being a major sci-fi book nerd. Good stuff. Game seems fun. Shadow from Quebec City. Yo, Seba, how's it going? Game is really great. Did you respond? I think you put a message maybe in the timing video to be like, whoa, this is wild. I don't know what's going on. Playing Magic. The game is really, really good. If you want to get into it, it's actually really easy. If you go to Null Signal Games website, they have their system gateway, which you can just print and play. It's the best learn to play product they've ever made. Crim needs better access to resources when you can't run consistently. You're the pretty feast or famine. I'm generally a terrible player. I do okay in corp, but my is trash. It's okay. I don't know if it's often the opposite. I think that's really interesting, Brennan, because a lot of times as a runner, you can accidentally win. For the corporations, it's almost impossible to accidentally win. That being said, there's a lot of things that are important for runner, like mismanaging your economy and like, you know, making bad accesses is totally doable. But it's just kind of funny how it's, you know, the opposite. Hey, Gwen, how's it going? Jailbreak fires under way more conditions. It does not need specific support. Yeah, Jailbreak's not even a card that most people play, but yeah, you can just play Jailbreak. Sable and 419 still do early pressure better than Mercury, though. Mercury's just fun. Yeah, Mercury is fun. Mercury's fun. We played a Mercury game against Izzy like a week ago, maybe. It was good fun. It was also thoughtful, too. Like, we made a major misplay where it was like, I should have moved ice around because I needed to force Izzy to break a subroutine, because that's actually really important. And that's the big issue to me. It's like playing against Mercury, I tuned out that part of the ability, which means either I'm bad, half of it in that matchup. Yeah, we don't have a lot of Mercury experience, but also like it doesn't feel like it's that impactful in ability. I've gotten some good draw from setups and ads, but like after I work hard compared to Shaper Anarch, it's a lot more effort. It is a lot more Anarch, and like as is its own thing to me. Like I'm a huge As fan. I'm the biggest As player maybe in Montreal. It's a small meta. I'm not saying much there, but like yeah. Now Arissana kind of just fills that absolute that notch. Benjamin, how important is Fenris in this deck or in general? In this deck, it's good. This is actually a card we should have got back to the RE list at some point, but it's like a really notable card because you don't often see this in a lot of Arissana decks. How the influence is spent in this list is pretty interesting. And I think Fenris is really cute in Shaper for a couple of reasons. Firstly, classically, there's this idea of the Shaper U. So the idea is whenever you play DJ Fenris, 95% of the time, I think almost 99% of the time in this deck, you're going to be going for Steve, right? Steve Cambridge. Because the idea is that against Shapers, you're going to ice up the remote server, you're going to try and score agendas in, and you're going to ice up R&D. You have no real incentive to ice up HQ heavily. One ice, probably good enough. Put a drafter there, watch them be upset about it. And so then Steve Cambridge is a really nice way that you can run HQ for mid to late game, 1 to 2 credits, charging your Takobi, but then also getting a card back. And that's like one of the big problems with Arissana is like you need a good reason why you are running. You can't just run for fun. And so like we've seen Arissana decks that are on Aeneas Informant. That's only really good if you're playing into an asset meta. Sometimes that's been really bad. It still works with Conduit, but like your mileage may vary. Prognostic Q-Loop is another good run-based engine. The deck is only on one of. I think a lot of this influence came from things like, you know, the Gachapons or the Prognostic Q-Loops. I'm a huge fan of Gachapon in the deck. It's one of the easiest way to fire everything. If this deck finds Prognostic on turn 1, turn 2 versus it's in the bottom half, it's such a difference in power level. So it feels really rough having like a very important medium to high influence card as a one of. But that's a big thing. It's like you need good reasons to run. It's also notable that the decks, a lot of these decks are now only on 2 Cuban, which like maybe that's fair. Maybe it just, to me, this feels like such an important piece for the deck because it is one of the big payoffs of why you run. Now, of course, we have SMCs. We can find it. We have simul chips to move it around and, you know, if it gets trashed and stuff like that. But like that's another interesting change with the deck because running is important. Slots for a game plan. I'm pretty sure Maker's Eye every 2 to 3 turns with CTC's Continentals deck. Yeah, but CTZ also waited for the flood, right? Like CTZ didn't play aggro Maker's Eye. CTZ played control Maker's Eye. Like, oh, this Maker's Eye is going to be really good because there's something in a remote server and I'm playing Hermes, which is not exactly what people are often doing with Mercury, but it can be. Last time in Atso was 5-0 runner and 0-5 corp. Terrence, how's it going? Your game is coming up this weekend. I commentated with Jeff. How you doing? World of Android's on sale for $3 if you want a huge Netrunner book. I have one on the shelf behind me. Where's it? $3. That's really cool. I learned up system gateway decks is great, showing the basics. Thank you for the explanation. Yeah, Benjamin, of course, anytime. Hi, everyone, by the way, hoping all is going well. Been super busy lately, so minimal Netrunner, but keeping an eye on the meta, and it looks really fun. It's really genuinely very good right now, Gwen. I know it's been a minute, but it's like genuinely very good. I'm very excited for this Worlds for so many reasons. But the meta right now actually looks like, to the point where it's surprisingly diverse, kind of like Worlds last year. Like it wasn't that. The meta was good last year, and then you'll see if there's a Loki Ag infusion or something hiding. There definitely is. I think the tags are maybe a bit scary, but yeah, there's something out there. Beatrice will change that once people realize that Nyasha is better than Conduit. Yeah, we're talking about that. I think Nyasha is okay. I think Conduit's a bit tricky right now. I think there's so much Mavirus, and Mavirus is slowing down because it's kind of done its damage. So like there's this weird, you know, Schrodinger's meta of whether viruses are playable or not. But Conduit is interesting because it has the ability to just close the game. Nyasha is the card that says, oh, you can see 2 off the top of the deck, 3 if you're playing Beatrice. And like Beatrice hasn't proven herself, but I'd be down to try Beatrice. But yeah, I don't know. It's not about seeing two. It's about saying if you don't answer this conduit, you lose the game. So this thing is neat. And then like other support pieces, like if you're playing pawn shop and stuff like that, for sure. But like the idea with this deck and conduit's like, oh, conduit's down, I'm gonna win the game this turn, especially with the Pantograph build. So I think it's totally different. I have only played against Arissana with my Yobu deck, so I can't say I learned much valuable data, but Magnet was clutch against her. Magnet is good, but I think actually Magnet's not even the best. The big thing with Magnet is like, there's not that many things you're disrupting, and then they Urban Art Vernissage it back the following turn. Like what's genuinely more annoying is like Tattoo Bola. There's some worse ice, but Magnet's not bad. Magnet's also like at this point kind of, it's weird because like Magnet has pushed all the Botulises out of the meta. It's still good. It eats an Eco every once in a while. That can be annoying. But I don't know. I think the big thing with Magnet right now is that early Unity breaks really poorly, and that actually is okay. It's better than Enigma maybe. How cool would it be to have the Montreal alternative SMC and Jaina? Yeah, I don't know if Jaina has added alt-arts in a really long time, Paul. It would be cool. Yo, Baza, how's it going? Happy Thursday. How you doing? Anywho, back to the deck. That's the deck. Really cool. We have 2 pinhole threading. I feel like every Arissana deck should have had this. It's so important. You're seeing so many Shaper games lost to just like Managarm remote server. They can't deal with it. So this is really good. It's another good reason to run card, run archives, do all your stuff, trash the thing in the remote server. I think 2 pinhole is just a fantastic spot to be. 3 overclock's also kind of cool. It gives you good mileage of the SMCs, allows you to set up, works with prognostic. You don't see this in every single list. This is a nice way to accelerate your setup, especially if you can get a lily pad off of a prognostic, I guess. Single into the depths, I don't totally understand this. Overclock, mind you, also works really well with biobands. I've never played biobands in Arissana. I don't know whether this is better or worse than just a second prognostic and all the other stuff. It's obviously a very good card, but we'll see if we can install 2 things a turn. And the economy in the deck is actually a bit lower than a lot of other decks. We have the 2 casts that we're installing cheaper with Urban Art. We're only a single creative and 3 sure gambles. And a lot of the decks are on some amount of 3 and 3, maybe Dirty Laundry also often sees play in some of these decks too, because it allows you to get that click compression to set up and to go while being an econ card. But there's a chance if we can't like get good Q bonds down, our mid-game economy can falter if we can't just like nail every single environmental testing one after one. We'll see. Dice to lack a pinhole. So many decks died to lack a pinhole. Eric, are you going to Worlds? Yeah, I'm casting. I gotta play a COS. I know you're not going to Worlds. Canada's all washed, man. I don't think I'm gonna be Canada's hope. Yo, Jeff, how's it going? Finally finished my 4th getting it to standard. So hopefully getting that out tomorrow. Oh, that's sick. Okay, a couple things actually. Speaking about Canada being washed, I want to plug this. This is really cute. This is reached out to me by Peter from the West Coast Meta. So this is Ghost Meat. This is Dave Laird. Both of these are Dave Laird. And Dave Laird recently won a Nationals in LA. The only Canadian, I think, to win a Nationals this year, if I'm not mistaken. And decided like at the last minute, wait a second, I got a ticket to Worlds. Maybe I should go to Worlds and compete because he's doing well. Obviously, finances is tough. It's hard to fly from Vancouver to Barcelona. And Ghost Meat, I think, is just a young father. So yeah, things are pretty hard. So some friends from the Meta put together a GoFundMe. A link I'll put in the chat. I'll put in the description. If you want to, you can. It's here if you want to donate. I know Ghost Meat has already reached out to Always Be Running, and there's some support on that side as well. And very important to understand if you're traveling to Worlds and there's any economic, issues, you would like a bit of help, a lot of help. Check out also Always Be Running, or sorry, Run Together, the fundraiser that Dan B put on together. But this is really cute. So a lot of folks from the area have been sharing it. Peter reached out to say like, hey, can you give this a bit of a bump? But yeah, this is to hopefully get Dave Laird, Canadian Netrunner player who's been playing for a long time, at Worlds this year, because it's a pretty difficult year to get that done for Dave, and Dave's doing good. All right, finally catching stream. Hope you're feeling better on Tuesday. James, thank you. Yes, I'm feeling much better. Oh, how are you doing? Hey, Cody, how you doing as well? Hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing all right. Morning, Jai, how you doing? Friday. To be fair, Dave did win Western American Nats, and I won a CO last weekend in Seattle, so maybe the episode inspired Canada. That episode was so abrasive, and I think mostly because I'm a Canadian sitting there being like, also chromatically, man, you kind of dissed chromatically, and that is, I think, a mistake. That guy's really good. Like, he is really good. He's top rated 3 Canadian nationals. Basically every Can Nats he went to. He lost in the finals like in 2018. That guy, he's not a young, like, GLC baby, as you call it. He knows what he's doing. I don't know if he's going to Worlds. Last we talked, he said he's considering it. There's a whole bunch of good Netrunner happening right now in Pittsburgh. All right, let's play the deck. Let's play the list. Turned off the AC. Probably gonna feel that in a moment. That link I copied is like really ugly. That's a normal link. That's a regular link, no worries. Ooh. Chromatically is coming? Heck yeah. Yo, the tickets work when they say, hey, there's a free ticket with your name on it. You're like, okay, I guess I'll travel across the country. That's really cool. New core runner deck. Yeah, shout out to Pilu, second place at AZ Nats or NZ Nats. And a cool list. I have no doubt the folks at QTM are tuning, and whether we're going to see Arissana at Worlds or not and how different it's going to be really interesting. Not White Blake negging all. Sophie, I know you're a big old ShadowNet fan, huh? Oh, there's Peter. Okay, I'm gonna turn the AC on. We're gonna queue a game up. Runner. Oh, speaking of Worlds, actually, I'm really excited about this. So I was like, I'm going to Worlds. You know, a lot of folks cannot go to Worlds, and a lot of people are not going to know what it's like. So I do video stuff. So I went out the way to get like a little, you know, like a camera I can keep on me all the time. This is a really neat thing. We can look at this a bit later because we have a game. But I'll be doing a bit of vlogging. So you'll be able to see what Worlds looks like, and we'll edit together a video, hopefully get some interviews, show you what the caster's boot looks like, a bit of Barcelona. But we're going to do a bit of like travel vlogging so you can see Netrunner abroad. I'm pretty stoked. That just came in the mail today. Thanks, you too. All right, Ateya, this could be a lot of things. We've seen a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people in JNet the last little while do like mid-range Ateya, fast events Ateya, rush Ateya. Again, another pretty unexplored category. This opening hand, we have the lily pad, but this is like, we don't have that many good economic opens, is my guess, right? Like if you look here, the economy that we need to open with a sure gamble, a creative commission, or in a really bad spot. Like compared to some of the like gachapon versions, which can really accelerate in environmental testing, I don't think we have good options to open with economy. We don't have dirty laundry either. So I think we have to hard mull this because I don't know what our lines are past turn 1 with this hand. Like it involves a lot of clicking for credit. Like we cannot install environmental testing and lily pad. So I'm just going to hope we draw into an econ card. I think we did. I think that's a lot better. But that's like an ugly part with Arissana. It's like the first couple turns. Yeah, I'd mull this for sure. Yeah, for sure. Jeff, any input I appreciate. Also, man, Jeff, we gotta grind next week. I don't know if you're on. I'll join you on your stream if you want to join me on my stream. But I gotta figure out Eternal. I got like a week. That's a great idea, Vlogger Worlds. Yeah, I'm really excited. Like I've done a lot of travel as a videographer, and I don't like carrying, you know, all my stuff. It's work. It's annoying. So getting this really tiny thing is just gonna be in my pocket, so I can pull it out whenever I have a minute. Sure, what travel can you get? What do you mean? All right, let's see how we start this. So we don't really want to slap handle this. They iced up R&D instead of HQ. I think we want to figure out what's in HQ. We just don't have good click compression to install something. So I think we just sure gamble and we just buy a bands in. We go in HQ, we draw, and then we see what we install from here. We'll get a bit of a read on the deck. We're gonna draw 2 first. So we can get a lily pit down for 3 credits. That's pretty good. Then we can do click compression. We can run back and we can get the slap handle down. We could, in theory, get the slap handle down. No, this is actually doable, right? Absolute monkey. Seamless. Okay, so this is probably like the soccer type version. So here we can run HQ for another single axis. And we can, if they trash, mind you, this one ice, that's slap bundle. So here we're going to use Arissana. So we'll slap bundle on top of this. This draws us a card. And then we can get the UAV out, which will start, you know, charging our economy. Same seamless launch, potentially an urban art. Okay, so not a good economy, but we'll go from there. What's the best deck to learn for people trying to get into Netrunner? I'm trying to get some friends with the game, and I could also do with some decks to learn the new meta with. Gwen, I can answer that a bit better outside of this game if you're going to be around for a bit, but I would highly recommend like any of the HB decks. Asa Group, I think, is just so much fun. I think the Hoshiko decks are also really nice, really kind of straightforward to play. They give you a lot of goals. I think some of the control lat decks also fall into that same camp. I would not be like quick to recommend Arissana unless somebody's like, you know, have like, I don't know, maybe a Magic the Gathering background. They care about this sort of thing. But there's a lot of really good stuff that's pretty straightforward, which I like. No worries. Oh, what cam is this? This is it's Instas 360 Go 3. And the wild thing about this, okay, we'll talk about this after because I'm going to go on a tangent. Why aren't there like GoPro videos of people playing card games? But this thing, this is the capsule. This is the camera. So like you can strap this on anything and it's good to go. And like the wireless thing works while it's 5 meters away. It's like so magical to me. It's so wild. Pineapple, it's going well. How are you doing? How's Netrunner been? Do you put the camera on a selfie stick or on a body cam? I'm just gonna hold it. I don't want to carry equipment. I can hold it. It also, like, it's magnetic, so it can pin to my chest. Looks like an NGO front. I'm gonna just check it. We could get the DZ down first because it's free, and then we can just do a check and cycle and then go through our deck. Our economy is it's bad. So here we have priority, so we can do Arissana. We technically died to a couple things here, but like that's not gonna happen. So Slap Vandal goes here. It's free. We draw a card. We breach. It's an NGO front. Good. I'll be sticking around. Asa was definitely my corp instinct, but I suck at runner, so I'll never know what's good. Yeah, okay. Remind me after this game if I forget for some reason. Went to a local pub runner last night. It was totally fun. Yo, what'd you do? Yes, yeah. I have the first window on that. Oh, Ryan, I missed it. Excuse me. Oh, what camera did you get? Thank you, yeah. Or asking about what camera you got. I've been hoping for a deal in the A7C when we get the Mark II version. I think they're GoPro videos of card games. I use a GoPro 7B for almost. Can you link me to a GoPro video? From what I understood from a lot of GoPro people is that like GoPros are just not keeping up in terms of quality. Like they have overheating issues. I'm going to go back last click. It's a bit dodgy here, but like it's very likely they have an agenda. They just have a seamless. We're just not really well equipped to push this. We might have wanted to draw once more because again, we just don't have economy. It's all UAV here. It's probably that you don't get good lenses. I did a test today playing like some Marvel Champions on my own and it was okay. It wasn't very nauseating. It was okay. But like when I attach this to like like I might play COS with a camera on my head, as like goofy as that is. Okay, the bad thing about Slap Vandal is there's a lot of Jinteki Ice that has more than one subroutine. So we're going to Urban Art that back. We can check this. We're assuming we need at least 2 credits to trash something. If it's a non-scene, they spend 8, it's fine. If it's a Vampire Nelson, they spend 5, it's fine. This hand's not amazing. Losing a Cleaver is kind of bad because this could, in fact, be... it's actually more likely to be a Tattoo Bola. If that's the case, we can still just bounce off of it in return. So I'm going to... I think we need a credit here, but I don't think we trash the Spin Doctor. Our economy is really bad. Like, this is where we probably have to be smart, and we should have installed the SMC last turn so we can SMC for a Q-Bon off something that they don't res. Because that's the only way we get back in the game, is we pressure their economy down, and then they can't res a piece of ice, and then we can just, like, run server 3 to get, like, Q-Bon. I'll you. We have the priority there. We're not going to use it. We can always slap Vandal if it's a bad thing. Andre playing COS with the GoPro camera himself, and his playmat still staring at me. Yeah, what format are you playing? I don't know if you're playing COS. I took Ari and PD and had a lot of fun last night. I think I like Shaper the most, but I might even want to go slower than Ari. There's some good slower options. We have a video up this weekend from CanNets. Okay. Cool. I think we're just going to click through that. We're accessing with 1 credit, which lets us trash Rashida, but not much else. But we also click through one of these. Clearly there's something good in here. But we can let a Rashida go off after this and with a seamless launch. So I think we're going to click through this. We are still going to get our click compression. Like we're going to still get a free card draw. We're still going to get our UAV credits. And at this point we slap Vandal the Brawn. Just because that's the ice that they're least likely to trash. So we just want to make sure that we're using Ari to put the slap Vandal. It's free. Thanks DZ, draw a card. That's money. Breach. It's Rashida. Okay, we have to do that. Because they spend 6 credits. So now we actually can SMC overclock for a Q-Bon and be annoying on centrals. The GoPros after 7 are overpriced and have issues. I got mine used ages ago. Oh, cool. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I want to see first person card games every once in a while. It seems really interesting. That's the thing that I wanted to is like, fuck. That's bad. That's not good for us. That wasn't meant to be our line. So now we have no way of getting in there and trashing it because we can't even overclock click 1. We could in theory like credit overclock. Or sorry, we can just do credit overclock in theory, and then we can break one of them. We always pull this back. This means they're playing Glacier. That's not good for us. This is where like you know, I'd pinhole threading this probably. But the only line we have here is potentially credit, and then we overclock the remote server. I think it's right. It's bad. We'll double click through 2 of these, and we'll break the first subroutine with Slap Vandal. So we get... We're down to 5 credits. We spend 1. No, that's free. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm going to do it. I don't know. I don't want to give them 9 more credits here. Like this on its own was not amazing. They spent 3 clicks to get 4 credits. From this point forward, freaking spider guts. No, no, I'm not letting you have that. Yeah, this is okay. Again, the early economy is so rough, and I don't know. I think it's a play pattern with me why I like the 3 Q bonds and all the other like run based more economy in the deck. Because that's the thing. It's like I feel like the early game. It's kind of like the early game is so bad that if you can get past that into mid game, you're good. The problem is like getting past that. So I gotta click on things. Excuse me. Slap this, draw, break. Oh, we can actually break more than one of these. So we can break 2 of these. We can save a click, of course. Oh, no, we can't because of the way slap vandal works. Never mind. But yeah, our economy is really bad. We're gutted. We lost a credit there. I would love a click to get an SMC down. Like, it's really awkward that it eats our DZ trigger. We've been using it pretty consistently. But if they just keep jamming this remote server, like here we have to swing HQ because they've gone through 10 cards and there's no agendas yet. So HQ has to have something. But we cannot give them 9 credits. That's a lot of money. First person card game gameplay sounds kind of interesting, not gonna lie. I've only seen action cams use as hand cams or player cams. So I want a rig where I set up my camera and then there's just like 2 little beams on the left and the right so that I can have 2 like small GoPros there. Because I think it would be a really easy rig that I can hit record on all 3 of them, that you can get 2 face cams and 1 cam. But I don't know if people make like simple rigs like that. It seems like such a common use case, but all of the gameplay of tabletop is top down and it's probably makes sense. Here we'd love what's it called? A daily casts. Problem with biobands is we need to make a successful run and we can't really guarantee that. If we install SMC, it eats our trigger. I don't think we care about the trigger so much. So I'm going to do SMC. The problem is that we have no money to use the SMC. As long as we have 2 credits, we could pull with the Urban Art Vernissage. I think I'm going to do this. It just draws a card. Worst, we'll click for 3 credits. If we draw with Nuka, what can we get down? I think there's a lot of things we could consider getting down. We have a huge incentive to run every turn, but at this point, we have enough money on the Urban Art Vernissage, and we've already used our Lily Pad trigger, and we've eaten our DZ, so I think we just install Nuka. I think we click 2 and next turn we draw 3 because if we draw 3, we won't be able to utilize it. Not that like this card matters and Claw might not matter. So we can always overdraw. It's probably not that bad. Yeah, I'm going to do credit card it. Next turn we'll do something cool. Yeah, we didn't get our value here, but we're worried about like a non-seas. I don't know, Saisantan. At least now with those SMC, ooh, it's pretty expensive with Takobi. Slapping may be better than clicking, unclear. It technically is, yeah, I think you're right, because we would use the Urban Art Massage and actually gains us 2 credits. As long as, well, I think there's a big chance that with Nuka we draw into like a sure gamble, so we actually might need money in our own coffers as opposed to money that we can only use to install things. So I don't know, because like we can't play buy a bands. Like I would buy a band server 2 if they jam into it. If there's like a defensive upgrade though, that's really quite bad if we do that. But I think we have value having credits so we can actually like play events. I just don't know what we get off Nuka that's playable. I think it would be like casts. Imagine if UAV had Net Recurs text. Used for anything is so silly. Just like the funniest text to put on any card. You get seasick with a first person view of me playing Netrunner. Bob my head too much. You do have to change. Like you have to change a bit of how you do your thing. If it's in a non-CN HQ, we can just like go get a clot. I mean, a hush. Use the credits for tax return. Okay. We probably want to just send it HQ. If it's an end the run, it probably won't have multiple subroutines, so we can get away with Into the Depthsing. Not amazing. Ideally, to some extent, we Into the Depths server 3 to force some ugly reses. They definitely have a bigger end device though. But I think here in HQ, it's likely them to have 2 agendas amongst 4 cards. We know a seamless launch. There's a chance there's 2 seamless launches. But I think we're just going to send it HQ. We only have 1. Oh, we should hold on. Sorry. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Whatever it's here, we can't break it anyways. It's a thimble rig. Okay. That might cost us a slap vandal. That's fine though. I think this is such a low priority ice that they can consider getting rid of it. So do the slap vandal. Draw, it's free. All right, we have the end of testing. That's good. Continue. This is our 1 credit, why we had 1 credit here. But we're back in it. We can break it? Yeah, we can. So let's see if they move it around. They might like put the Brawn on HQ so that we don't go back this turn. And then they swap it out after. Do loan sharks accept Netmaker credits? We need more loan shark cards. There was cards in original Netrunner that if you couldn't pay them back every turn, you lost the game. People just played like 10 of them. Oh, that's cool too. Oh, we just need the money. Damn it. Really? Okay. So here we want to get the environmental testing down. It's free. Otherwise, not much else I'm excited to do. We could get down the echelon just to get stuff down. We could also like SMC on their turn to get a free card draw. That might be reasonable. The big thing here is if they like, it's not that it's good, but like in theory, we can start making money off the Thimble Rig if we cube on it. I don't think we want to do that. We definitely install this. We have one more click. We can throw out the UAV, so we could just click for credit here. Otherwise, we could install again like the echelon. It costs us 1 real credit, but I think next turn we probably just install it and go from there. We're going to overclock the SMC anyway, so we'll just click for credit. We're getting to the mid game. We're doing okay. The Edge of the Depths was actually really good. Is it better than Dirty Laundry? I'm not sure. It's much better though if you do a multi-ice server. Okay, so they move this to that, and then that to this. Got it. So now both of these could be a seamless launch threat, and as soon as they have a seamless launch threat, Claude does nothing against priority. What's it called? The Magnum Opus card. I don't know the name of TPR, timely public release. So we can consider running this first click. So we'll UAV this. I don't think we want to do anything on their turn. So we can overclock this. We'll have 9 credits to work with, 4 on installables. We'll have a Slap Vandal in hand. Issues, we'll have the Echelon in hand. I do think we can charge this. Pat, how's it going, man? I think we can consider charging this. Even farming the Slap Vandal for a Takobi here is pretty good. Like Takobiing to get value off the Thimble Rig, it's like, it's okay. I think we might just send it. We're just going to send it because ideally at the early to mid game, we end up clicking through Brawn. I don't think we have a better way of dealing with it. And we have so much click compression on the run, we're okay clicking through Brawn, usually. If it is an Anansi, we can just hush it. And then we just take 1 net damage. It's like, fine. They spend 8 credits for that privilege to do 1 net damage. It gives them good value, but it's 1 net damage. You can ignore the rest. And if they overextend here, we can always consider server 3. Because they can only score 1 agenda a turn. Hope everyone's having a good evening. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. I'm almost done editing, man. I'm on the finals. There, it is an Anansi. Okay, cool. So now we can react to this. So, ooh, I think we do some cool stuff here. So here we SMC. We use these credits. We get a hush. We hush the big old spider. We draw a card. We also probably Slap Vandal it. I don't think they're going to destroy this. If we Slap Vandal, we can stop them of looking at the top 5 cards of R&D. That's the subroutine that we probably lose to. The net damage subroutine is not amazing. We just need to install a bunch of stuff because of environmental testing. So we'll continue to counter the ice. We'll Arissana, Slap Vandal. Post it there. We should use the DZ credit. Yeah. But have a good evening, everyone. Hopefully some Pub Runner. Hope you're all well. Oh, yo. What do you got? What do you got ready for Pub Runner? So we can break 1 subroutine. So rearrange the top 5. Don't want that. Draw a card. Runner draws a card. That's fine. Do 1 damage is fine. We have 3 simul chip in the list. We can take damage. I'm gonna let them not do that. Cool. Make sure the card. Oh yeah, sorry. Can you kindly type? That's a good think, Roar. Type. It's just /disable, and click on Anansi. So I don't get real hurt. Yeah, it's worth knowing that Hush does not work. It's not implemented. So they get a card draw and a net damage for 8 credits. It's fair. Thank you. Is that for every encounter or just for that run? We could actually pay 2 to draw here, but I think we're going to use our credits trashing something. So we lost the Clot. That's the best hit, I think. So we're just going to triple click through this one, unfortunately. That means in the remote server, they have something good here. We also probably could have, it might have been better to Slap Vandal through one of these. Do we care about that last subroutine? I think we do. It gives them another Atea trigger, which can be absolutely problematic. So we have to click through this. I think there's an argument that we could have let them look at 5, and then we get to one of these subroutines, but I don't want to run last click into server 3. The card remains disabled until it gets enabled. Oh, good to know. There, we got the good one. So I'm hoping this is just like, I don't know, I guess money. I don't think there's anything we're excited for it is. A virus would be the best. Didn't Hush eat the DZ? No, because we used it off the overclock, I think. because it asked, do you want to use these credits? And we did yes. If we said no, it would have used it off that. So we did waste some credits. Okay, that's the best case. We got the TPR down. They drew a lot of cards in the last turn, so running HQ is really important. They know the remote server is just clicks for us, so we can just go through it. This is why you play RA. Like, this is really fun, right? Like, hushing and Anansi is a very, very cool way to be able to deal with this beast. And we're, like, getting close. Like, next turn we'll get probably 2 triggers on the end of testing if we try really hard. Sebastian, how's it going? Welcome. How you doing? Yeah, because next turn we return the UAV, sorry, the Slap Vandal, and then we just install like SMC Slap Vandal. We run HQ here. Rashida and NGO goes back with a Spin Doctor, so they're going to want to do a double install here. They haven't spent any clicks yet. And it's expensive to run this. Like, we have a lot of work to do. Eventually we get through Brawn for 2 credits. It just involves the Takobi and the Cleaver and, like, you know, all this other stuff. DZ always fires off at the first install. Oh, you're right. We just messed it up. We absolutely just messed it up. So we should have another credit. Let me check. I can't take it back because we saw the card in the remote server, but I think you're right. We just straight up messed it up. Because the hush... No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. So this is the issue, right? And can we keep up with this? Okay, so I don't think they can res both of these. We know we can run this. We definitely know we can run this. Also, it's a Poison Vial Ari. Oh, cool. I haven't done that one yet. That one seems fun. I wonder... Yeah, that one does seem fun. It said he paid 0 for Hush. I think you're good. Yeah, I think it is good. It just, we didn't spend these credits, so it's totally fine. I do think we paid 1 for out of pocket, though, maybe for installing the what's it called? The Slap Bundle that we could have used from this. So we did overpay 1, but it was on the Slap Bundle, I'm pretty sure. Because we said, no, don't pay for this using those credits. Okay, so they have a Seamless in hand, so no matter what, they're going to score at a 4-2. TPR is probably the worst case. If they score an Off-World Office, whatever, it's fine. Yeah, we paid 1 for the slap. That's on us. But we could have used the credits on this, so like we can't take that back. Server 3, they have some incentives to ice this up, right? Because we in theory could start like bouncing off stuff. Like if they don't res, we punish them. Like I wonder if at this point we can pivot to our R&D and just try and conduit the game. You're a great place here to start spamming centrals. Exactly, yeah. I think we can maybe just like try and win the game off centrals. If we install an Echelon, it's like it doesn't really do much. Like for Sai Santan, it's 6 credits. With Slap Bundle, it's only 3 credits. That's doable. Yeah, let's start there. Okay, Pinhole. Yeah, I chose not to because I thought we still had the DZ in the bag. SMC Fire pops here in environmental. Yeah, no, for sure. I just don't really know what we're going to crack this for. For Conduit, we could. I think we actually might just want to get Conduit down and go R&D. The problem is if we use this SMC for Conduit, we don't have much. Like, we don't have much else. If they had an... Okay, so they probably have. They've gone through 1 Spin Doctor. They didn't shuffle back agendas. And we've gone through nearly 20 cards. That means there's probably an agenda on the table and an agenda in hand. So I'm just going to slam hand. The remote server's too expensive. Yo, Tron, how's it going? We have a Slap Vandal. Worst case, we have an Echelon. It's a 2-strength Echelon, technically, which deals with a lot of the sentries. It deals with Sai Santan. If it's an Anansi, it's an Anansi. Ah, it's a tattoo. This one's actually worth hushing. But they did res that. I do think they have something in hand. So we're going to just bounce off of that. This one you have to hush. They do overinstall it, though. But like again, I think this is one of the best cards against... we eventually cleave through it, but we can't let that happen. Do we just install the SMC and pull a Conduit? I think we do. And because then if they score out, they're in a really bad spot. Yeah, there you go. We're running last click. We're pretty bad to snare. I just would be really surprised to see snare in this list. So here we can pull Conduit. It costs us the SMC. We could also do it on their turn, which gives us a card draw. Do you have your own Discord server for submitting a replay review? No, I don't, but excited that you have one. You can, if you can, if you want to send it just to Metropole Grid or Gmail. I don't know if we pulled this or not. I don't think you need to click for that SMC. Yeah, if we're going to use it, we didn't need to click for that. But I wasn't sure we're going to use it, and now we can choose not to use it and crack it on their turn. But if we were going to use this for, what's a Conduit, we should have done it immediately. I think I'm going to do it. They need a Rashida to get out of here. This seems fun. We also have to make sure that we do this. Order is pretty scuffed on all of this, let's be honest. Order was pretty bad there. Okay. Not what I was expecting. Legally a card you can play. That makes some sense with TPR. Yeah, tell me about it. So now they're drawing an unknown card and we can go back for 2. So if they want to seamless out something that isn't like great, like just a TPR, we can probably win off of R&D. But yeah, we did scuff up the turn for sure there. So now they're in a fork. Rashida, that's the worst case. I think we could have considered charging their remote server because here now they have 8 credits. They don't have to score out. They can always like put something here. Oh my God, Amazing River, how's it going? I never understood vulnerability audit. Trade-off. It's not a really commonly played card. I don't actually like this card. I feel like the fact that it's just a 4-3 you can lose to suddenly, like, I don't think it's fun. I think all the games that you lose to vulnerability audit are just like, oh, I don't know. I really don't like this card. Seamless. They might roll this one for a bit. Never punished. Hey, what are you, Kira, are you worried that like we'll get punitive or something? I just exited vulnerability audit faced. Yeah, it's cool with the TPR because it does work. So now they need to get another ice on R&D after scoring this out, and it is just a TPR. So the idea is that they can score out a 3-pointer from hand now, and this interaction gets around Clot because they can use TPR on our turn to install an ice, to install an agenda, and then go from there. So it's really cool. I do think like it's the only 3-pointer they can easily do this. So they almost definitely have another seamless in hand, but now they need to get an ice on R&D, and they have to be able to afford to res it. And we're nearly at the point where they can't afford to res it, that we can like here, I think we actually buy a band's archives. Maybe we just buy our band's R&D, but then we don't see 2 cards. YouTube chat is weird. It's okay. Hedge fund. Okay, they have 10 credits, so they're going to be able to res here. It's either we pull the Slap Vandal to hand or we pull the Hush. I think we actually can move the Hush. We can just pull back the Slap Vandal. I'm going to move the Hush onto R&D. And we'll just conduit. Go. We might have wanted a Nuka here. It's a Vamp or an Asa. Okay, so the Hush is useless. This thing is hard to deal with. So the runner loses 2 credits, whatever. Gain 2 credits, kind of important. Do 2 net damage, I don't care. You may draw 1 or 2 cards. If we continue to let that fire, we win because we R&D lock them. So I think here we do Slap Vandal this. We could consider not to draw here. Does the Hush click trigger advantage testing? No, you're just moving it. You're not installing it. So if we draw a card here that we want not to lose to net damage, that's kind of bad. So which one do we want to break? Runner loses 2 is okay. Gain 2, that's actually more important. Do 2 net damage is unsustainable. I think they can have 5 credits. In that situation, I would simply play around vulnerability audit by winning off of turn 1 finality. And that's why people don't play vulnerability audit. So they drew 2. They did draw 2. Mavirus, good hit. We still see 2 cards here though. Tattoo Bola, okay. Okay, this is where like we can get some good value off of server 3. Unfortunately, we have the Slap Vandal in hand. I don't think they're on snare. We were relatively safe to snare the way that we did things. So I think we Nuka here. I would love to be able to make a nice run somewhere. We're at the point where like nobody deals with Vamp right now so well. With Buzzsaw, actually we do. It's just that we need Buzzsaw to Kobe and it's 2 credits. It's doable. I think the cast is fine here. It's going to be credit positive next turn. They still have some work to do. It was good that we hit that Mavirus before things got really out of hand. I don't think we need another DZ. Let's see if they use their trigger. They can always use TPR here. I've always hit the phrasing of Emperor Nasa. It feels so much messy. You may drop to 2 cards. Yeah, I don't want. Why is it like that? Why is it up to, why is it draw 1 or 2? Why is it not up to 2? If it also did say up to 2, it would have like, it would be more symmetrical, right? Like the theme would be a bit stronger as well. I wonder if there's a big reason for that. You can't draw 0, right? Yeah, 0's because this is you can draw 0. Like you may draw none. Wait, actually, no. Is that true? I think you can draw 0. You may draw 1 or 2 cards. So you can choose not to because it says may. Yeah, you can draw 0. Up to 2 is confusing. Up to 2 is ambiguous with drawing until you have 2 cards in HQ. Oh, wild. Okay, so we're assuming that's an NGO front. If it's not, yeah, JNet lets you choose to. Yeah, I'm not surprised about that. So I think we return either the Hush or Slam Vandal. This is actually really important because this means that they probably have 11 credits. This means we probably want to run that. We can lose in 2 turns. We'll take the daily cast first. That's fine. So we have to figure out how to get enough runs off of the Urban Art Vernissage for this to be good. What do we need to do to get that? We have we need 1 good access. We probably just get the what's it called? The Hush on the Tattoo Bowl, and we just go to town. You can choose not to draw rather than choosing to draw 0. May. I think we might just want to smash the Tattoo Bola. I think they, okay, so thinking. In terms of points, we've gone through more than half the deck, right? We've gone through 27 cards. So you're assuming about 5 agendas. 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Probably 1 in HQ. So going R&D is difficult, but doable. It's difficult, but doable. So we can consider doing it. We only have 1 Slap Vandal on the list. You could technically double Slap Vandal in Ice. It's like kind of okay. Remember to manually resolve your Vampire Nasa Subroutines at Worlds? We can always pinhole and then they have to crack the NGO front if it is an NGO front. Not that they have to, but they should. But if we find out this is an agenda and they have 11 credits, can we contest the remote server? Probably not. This is hard. This is actually tricky. So we can run Archives, but it costs us our Slap Vandal. If we buy a bands, chat's going off about the draw thing and I'm like way too deep into the tank. We can always like simul-chip for an SMC. The SMC gets us our Buzzsaw. The Buzzsaw breaks this for 5 credits. That's not great. We can't do that. We can't really lose in this next turn. We can lose in 2 turns. So I think our best case is to make sure we're locking R&D. I think running HQ is very reasonable. I think they have a Seamless in there though. I wonder if checking Archives makes any sense. It probably doesn't. We'll just take the Slap Vandal back. Because we can always move this. Technically, no, that might be wrong. It actually might be okay to take the Hush back. It might have been right to take the Hush back because then we can just install it clicklessly on the Tattoo Bola while installing our Cleaver. All right, let's assume that it's not over. Yeah, we messed up. We messed up. We should have pulled the Hush back to hand. I goofed. This is a harder one to fix. We'll fix it. They used 2 Seamlesses already? Oh, you're right. They did. They did. That's huge. Thank you. That actually really lowers the threat of the TPR. We have to remember they also can install Ice clicklessly. So, okay, start turn. Take clicks. We're going to pull the Hush back. Okay, because now we're doing this. Installing our Cleaver. Drawing a card. We're running HQ. We're using Ari. We're installing the Hush on this. Hush. Choose a card to Hush. What the heck did I do? What a monkey. Internal server error. Wild. That's new. Pseudo draw 2. All you can hear at Worlds is people saying / undo - click. Okay. We gotta do undo turn merge. / undo turn. Take clicks, daily cast, urban art vernissage, Hush to hand. This, install. Don't worry, I'll do it right this time. This, draw a card. Run HQ, Arissana's ability, Hush, target. That's where all they went. I installed one from hand once, and then we were in a bad spot. Janet's angrier than when you res Rashida late right now. I think Janet's been pretty chill. Jane's been relatively chill. So they're seeing whether they want to use a TPR here because we're running last click, so they can TPR an agenda out of hand. Let's see. Do I break? We have a click left, so that's pretty reasonable. So we have a click left to charge if they install something. Sit down worlds, install daily cast before sure gamble say / undo click out loud. So here, if they have an agenda in hand, they can install an ice from archives or from hand, which they need that. They probably have it. And then they can install an agenda from hand so they can bail it. The thing is they only have 2 remote servers. So like it comes at some cost because they actually have to forward the ice, which means they have to pop the NGO front. So they'll have a server. Someday someone's going to go to the sickest TPR play by using a proc Trankrid mid-run for the last card for lethal ice rise. Yeah, I think the Trankrids and Teas are like, they're actually like a real deck. All you. They have priority even before we pass the ice. I know Vampy doesn't. I was referencing why you might write it may draw 1 or 2, but Gatekeeper can draw 0. Yeah, Gatekeeper does say differently. Gatekeeper has a very similar subroutine. But yeah, it's FFG versus. TPR to install Tattoo Bola from archives so that the face down card apparently is a Tattoo Bola. I guess it's telling us that. Okay. So this is a Bola. And where am I now? I don't actually know how placement works with TPR. They also used their TPR and didn't. Can you install this anywhere? In any position. So they installed it behind. Seems so weird. It's a good thing nobody plays this card. Wait, what window is this? But it said uses Tattoo Bola. You can choose to jack out. Yeah, no, I know I can choose to jack out because they have to do it during approach. Yes. It says you install a Bola, though. Is it selling you out? JNet logs can't lie, right? There's no way the JNet log can lie. No, it was face down, Jeff. It was damn face down. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I will continue. Oh no, they had the sickest cool play, but unfortunately they used their TPR for a Tattoo Bola. It's so funny. I think I still would have sent it through. Like, even if it's a Nazi, I think making them spend 8 is totally fine. They shouldn't have done that. Yeah, that's definitely not true. JNet's total snitch. I'm gonna bounce off of that. Okay, so I think here we install the simul chip, and then the question is whether we simul chip this turn because the Hush was trashed. I think we do, but I'm not sure if we simul chip for Hush or whether we simul chip for, I think we do simul chip for Hush. Yeah, so I'm just gonna install this, and this cracks. So we're gonna do this on our turn, so we can simul chip for a Hush, which we install here, which gives us 9 credits. Just shaper stuff, it's cool. Sorry in advance, what are the judges? At some point I'm gonna need a briefing on TBR install during runs. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's gonna be an issue. Seamless, they had an agenda there. Oh, my light just turned off. It's not plugged in. 1 second, that's why. Hold on, I'll do that between turns. So yeah, okay. They're in game point if they have like Audacity or something. But yeah, that's I don't know. It's like, ooh, it's a 4-3. I don't know, whatever. So we are still pretty far away. I think here we hammer HQ then we win. I would love to draw into DJ Fenris. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna go HQ and win. We're gonna win on this run. We're gonna use her ability to install a Hush. It's gonna go here. We're gonna draw a card. Could have had that sooner. We're gonna break for 1. We're gonna steal a winning agenda. I'll never put a gatekeeper in R&D again. Sick play. Use TBR to overinstall the ice with their living mural. Oof. Oh, oops. Gotta slash disable that one. We hushed that, right? Right, no worries. Yeah, or they can just optionally choose not to like fire it. That's fine too. That one's not necessary. You can just be like, no thanks. Yeah, that was hushed. I was scared, but you know, piloting's hard. Break. Continue. If you overinstall the Nancy, does the net damage fire? There's no way to overinstall. You'd have to do it during encounter, but they have priority to break all the subroutines first. In theory, I guess it could. If you can trash it during an encounter ability, the thing is like they have priority on encounter. Draw 2. Damn. We'll just get this down. Hedge. Okay. We need to get some good value off of this. Like this is where we have to SMC overclock to absolute perfection, because we still went off of R&D. I honestly don't think we need more money. Like I don't think we pull this for anything. I think we pull this for Peach Champ. And at that point, if they overinstall the Tattoo Bola in HQ, I think we're relatively okay with it. But I think we Peach Champ overclock here. We have the MU. Let's go. I think the card is no longer active then. Oh, that's true. Yeah, if it's destroyed, it's not active. That is pretty reasonable. The other thing here is we could get our Buzzsaw, but that only works if we also get our Takobi. So this is where it gets skill testing to understand what we need to get here. To get the Takobi too, I think getting Takobi is probably a bit better, because you're right, we're just farming this one right now. So we'll get the Takobi. So then we can like get through this. Yeah, I like that actually a fair bit, because this is one of the easiest things to farm a Takobi. And once we farm a Takobi, this server is also is totally secure. I like that a fair bit. Yeah, Takobi good here. Makes sense. You basically can't force it to fire when it would already do so. Hedge fund. Damn it. Auto resolve. Toggle auto resolve. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yay, Takobi. Yeah, right? It's doing a thing. Would I like it better than Turbine? With Brawn, yeah. With Vampire and Asa, whatever. It feels more cool, though. It's easier to miss that trigger. Takobi can't rise for our idol. Oh, man. It's just like how a Nazi doesn't fire if you de-res it. Yeah, it's true, it doesn't. We're also now technically respecting Claude because we have a simul chip on the table. Takobi's fun. I'm really glad it seems viable right now. It's like wild how close the numbers on this are to what's it called? To Leech. Like it's just one credit more than a Leech. Who cares? Yeah, no worries. All right. We just have to watch out. I'm gonna plug in the thing, but we have to watch out because at any moment we might need to strike. Lights back. I've joined the Takobi Club in Lat 2 now. You can play both, right? You can just play both of them. I wonder how long it took in testing to get the non-AI clause. I know that Turbine didn't originally have the non-AI clause on it, and it's not unique. So all you need is a bunch of turtles and a bunch of turbines. Hedge. Draw. Order. Leech sucks all my homies. Leech does suck though, but that's by design. It's harder to play Leech though. It feels so much brighter. I think this is normal though. This meme brought to you by the Takobi gang. Yeah, very good. Takobi gang rise up. Eon's into the tank, but did not figure out the third click. This is the thing that every master has to figure out, is how to play off any top deck immediately. Be like, if I draw an agenda, be cool. Because now something's messy. Something is wrong. All it took was my virus killing Leech. Ice Carver gang, rise up. Monkey Wrench gang, rise up. This sucks. I intended to joke. Yeah, I should have given you the benefit of the doubt, let's be honest. No, that's on me. Takobi's better because there's no click, 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 purge power counters. Helium 3 deposit. Okay, now we have to, like, this is where we lose the game because we don't run the right one. So, we must run the right one. Or just win on centrals. Win on centrals is like, okay, y'all, do you think there's a virus on the table? Because here we have the option to just say, F it, I'm going to win on R&D. We can try running a remote server. It's not easy. Mind you, we break this for 2 credits. We break this for whatever. They had 7 months or so of Dean Lister. Turtle had to consider Takobi's text. Dean Lister. Because we always like pinhole one of these and just figure out what it is. I'm sort of thinking pinhole HQ, seeing what's in server 2. Yeah, and then server 3 is easier to run. I don't mind that. So I guess we'll pull the slap to hand. And we can always move this. I think there's an agenda in HQ. Summon chip SMC for Buzzsaw, Trash, and Hush. That's the other option, right? But at that point, we can only break the Vampire and Asa once or twice. And then if there's a virus, it's like not a great play. So I think we just start here. And we'll check server 2 because it might be harder to run. I'm not going to use our ability. Snare? It's fine. They don't have snare. La Costa, great. So now server 3 is a bit more interesting. Do we run server 3? Our Hush is over here, but we can always simulchip for it. Do we need more money? If we take one more money card, we die to Anemone. We should try our best not to die to Anemone. Let's just run it. What could happen? I don't think they're an Anemone deck, but like... Spend some money. Stop spending money. That was too much money to be spent on a single card. We could die to this if we really want. Okay. Okay. Thinking. So, Buzzsaw costs us 2 credits. It requires us to sacrifice something to the old gods. So we could install the Slap Bundle for free. Draw a card. If we draw the Buzzsaw, we cry. I think we sacrifice the Takobi, the Slap Bundle, to become an SMC. The Hush is too good. All these other programs seem a bit necessary. And that solves 2 problems with 1 bird. So, continue. Ari, Slap. I guess we should touch this one. Don't draw the Buzzsaw. Oh, Jep's here. So then we'll simulchip this to get an SMC. This is so convoluted. Shaper is so cool. Oh, mind you, it was behind my head the whole time. Imagine like the coolest Shaper stuff happening, but like obfuscated for like Lovecraftian horror elements. That's free. Give me the strength. Break me the 2. It's here. No action. Oh, GG! We found it. We found the beautiful agenda. It was on the table the whole time. We had to believe in ourselves. It's a longevity serum. That was sick. A good game. That was fun. I know. I'd probably still send it. But yeah, it's super rough. Yeah, they used their like cool play on that. With 2 seamlesses out, it makes sense. They need a La Costa for that play to be really good. Would have saved it for last click agenda install had I known. Yeah, well played though. Yeah, we had 1 click left, so they last click agenda installed. I don't think we could have pursued it. And maybe I don't know if they could have won there. Hey, thanks for the game. That was fun. That's really fun. Pinhole Threatening to Rescue, yeah, 2 of them in the deck. It's so good. It was really, really good. I think if anything, like I'd try server 3 a bit more. Eon seems like they're goofing around. Like they're doing the, you know, they're zigging when we think we're gonna zag. So I'd respect server 3 more than server 2. Saber Jank horror is beyond human comprehension. GG. That was a long one. It was a bit of a long one, but part of that was like me figuring out how to play Arissana. We're gonna do another one. I just want to really quickly, Gwen, just to answer some like questions of what decks I'd recommend really quickly. So one of the best things you can do. I love the second Jeff's here. Took me a minute. Okay, so if you go here, Gwen, you go to this factions tab. If you open it, well, I guess you can click on any of them and it opens the same page. This is really good. It gives you like some decks for every single ID. They're not all standard legal. So the ones I'd recommend for sure. Best meta all time, undefeated intercontinentals. I don't know this list, but all the host decks are relatively similar. No, don't do this one actually. It's banned. It is worth noting that there was recently a change to the meta. So like this 70 years Canadian Nationals list doesn't actually work because you have to change a couple cards. But like any Hoshiko deck that's modern is totally fine. So this is great. You can do this. This is good. It requires you to run a lot. It has good economy. It has a lot of like interesting 1-ofs and 2-ofs to make games feel interesting, but you just want to be run a lot. So that's pretty good. The deck had Paul 1 prognostic Q loop. We didn't find it. I'd recommend that pretty heavily. If you go to HB, I love me some HB decks. I think Asa Group is so much fun. I think there's two big ways you can go. So the first version you can go is like the really fast advance from hand stuff. So we have Asa Group. This is the CTZs go to Cascadia. So this is just like very, very fast advance heavy, a lot of card draw, a lot of, you know, just going quick, and you can score on a remote server, but like you can score a lot of points from hand, really fun. And then on the other side, we have Skunk Void. And like these decks are actually like really fun into each other. I think they're really, really cool and balanced. And this one is more like very big defensive upgrades in the remote server. You still care about making those servers, protecting your Nikos, your Rashidas, your Wage Workers. I think one of the most powerful cards in the new set. So I think these are two really good demo decks that both like they incredibly incentivize you to plan your turn, and they incentivize you to build the board state and push you forward just by what the text is on the identity, which I think is so important. Like Asa Group says you want to do a double install. So you're always planning your turn to be like, I want to install these two cards. So you have a bit more forethought in what you're doing, which I think is fantastic. Same with Wage Workers. So the Wage Workers up, you want to plan your turn a bit better, and all these cards force you there. It also forces Netrunner that's about running different servers and like defensive upgrades. Very, very good stuff. And Hoshiko is very similar. So let's do that. I had to turn under stream chat to Netrunner's Jenner chat. It's totally fine. Yo, Alice, how's it going? Canada streams, best use my time off. Time difference be damned. Hey, glad you have some time off. Feel like there's a lot of variance in that Ari deck, a lot of distinct cards. I think it's like, I wouldn't say it's a massive amount of variance. Like you're not seeing the sort of variance that you saw with like, we accidentally opened a Hoshiko deck that is really different. We're not seeing that. We're seeing like, they're like 80% the same, and then 20% are really interesting cards, but 80% fundamentally the same because the engine piece is there. I got married on the 23rd, so I'm on the tail end of my honeymoon. Congrats. That's awesome. How's the honeymoon going? That's really good. Pineapple says, do you have a recommendation for an ID that's slower shaper? I heard Lat. Yeah, Lat's really good. I don't know if I'd be quick to recommend anything other than that, because I think Lat is also another good deck that falls into the same category. One thing you're going to see really quickly with shaper, I wish I could filter for standard here because there's a lot of IDs, right? Is that a lot of the shaper decks are kind of interchangeable, which is like a big reason why folks are so excited for the likes of Ari, because Ari actually is fundamentally a different game plan. Run-based shaper, barring endurance, really hasn't existed. So like having that sort of click efficiency and shaper magic attached to running is really unique. While almost all the other shaper identities are just like slightly different efficiency engines. Like Isla gives you consistency, whatever. Chaos Theory Not Legal gives you MU, like it's the same deck, it doesn't matter. Smoke is slightly different, not in standard. So I would recommend largely Lat, because Lat is the exact same sort of like unending forward momentum. Which version would we recommend? The version, there's a Lat deck that's going to be up on the channel just this weekend. I don't know if that deck list is shared. That one looks really fun, but it gives you so many other like mini goals to do. Like as much as Lat gets dunked on for being a very boring identity, that gives you something to think about when you're planning your whole turn. How do I match my cards in hand with the corporation? And so then ideally that pushes you to start considering your whole turn and planning, which is exactly where you want to be when you're learning Netrunner and specifically trying to get better at Netrunner. Not just like play, reactively click to click. You want to play turn to turn, and then eventually you also play the larger scale game. Also, it doesn't matter to be good in Netrunner. You can have fun playing Netrunner. And Lat is fun because when you land the hand size, you feel like a damn hero. So this is really old. Don't play this. This is probably pretty good. From September 26th, a couple days old. It's in the new meta. This seems good. This seems good. Yeah, it's exciting to get the Lat draw. Exactly, Haver. I agree with that. Like, it is fun. It's like, oh, cool. I did a cool thing this turn. Here's your reward. Yeah, this list looks pretty good. Oh, wow, air quotes. Me and the new wife spent the honeymoon just vegging out and playing Baldur's Gate. Well done. Are you doing co-op or are you playing two different games? I always gives card draw unless I'm playing. Lat always gives card draw unless I'm playing him. Card draw, mind you, is like, I think one of the best rewards in Netrunner. It's just really fun to have new cards, especially when you get a card at the end of your turn and you get your whole 4 clicks or 3 clicks to the corporation to figure out what you want to do with it, which like, that's a nice time to draw a card, I guess. Current identity F shaper should give you only current shaper IDs. Oh, Paul, I totally know. I just wanted it to filter this page. I know I can search for the IDs for sure. I appreciate the support. The search functions are really good. I sounded like a git there. Apologies. I know, I didn't mean that. There was Nasir for aggressive run-based economy, the most bizarrely convoluted and easily thwarted way imaginable, but it was cool. Yeah, Roketha, for what it's worth, like Nasir is so cool to show to folks. Like this is an ID that I would give to newer players, and you used to get 3 IDs right in the pack. So you could give your second or third copy to an ID to a newer player and be like, good luck. And I do wish there was more cards like Nasir in the format, let alone IDs, that were like potentially powerful, but more interestingly, like encourage you to do entire build diversity. And we're getting some cards like that, but I don't think there's been a card since Arissana that has really captured people to play the game in a radically different way. As much as Arissana, yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. Rumpo, see how it is. Nasir was the raddest idea ever printed. Yeah, Nasir was really cool. Split screen co-op. She's never played any D&D. Oh, that's super cute. Congrats to both of you. It's so cool to run the Nancy and gain 8 and awful to run to the Mighty's pop-up window. Yeah, when Nasir was around, there was pop-up windows. I think there was also vanillas and quandaries at the time, give or take. Not a card since most recent set. Yeah, but like one card. But that is a thing. It's like, I'm going to stop dunking on Ashes. Yeah, okay, Jeff. Whatever. Well done. Let's do some nudes before we get back to Arissana. NSG at PAX Australia. Hey, this is Reese and Luke. I think that's Luke Varon, right? Luke is doing some commentary on at Worlds. I'm gonna meet Luke, which is sick. Yeah, PAX Australia is 6th and 8th of October. That's soon. It's before Worlds. Worlds, mind you, is in like less than 2 weeks. Well, that's frightening. And they're at PAX Australia. I know someone was asking on Reddit. There's going to be like a small event there, a startup format tournament. It's pretty casual, but that's awesome. If you are in, what part of Australia is this? Australia is like the size of a mall, right? You can walk across Australia in about 20 minutes. So it doesn't really matter where it is. Melbourne. Melbourne is one of the cities they have there. PAX also is going to be huge. I'll also be at PAX. Yo, sick. Okay, cool. Are y'all playing? Are you demoing? It's really cool. I wish I was at, again, send me and Pat to Shucks. We'll just run the booth for a day and a half. We'll have a good time. We'll have our net celebrity time. It'll be fine. My partner has decided card draw is bad because it means more reading. It's true, but you get to read and then you have a break. Accelerated Meta Test. This is what Jeff was talking about in chat. It looks like Jai is doing commentary. Demo and playing. Oh, sick. Sick. Yeah, there's a meta test in like 2 days. It's at a weird time slot for my part of the world. It starts at like Sunday night or Saturday night at 8 p.m. So like, isn't Shucks canceled this year? Yeah, but like it won't be next year, right? Probably. It's not this year. It would be like right now, I think. It's usually, yeah, about now. But yeah, there's another tournament. These are totally free online. I'm interested to see because like, obviously this is announced pretty late. It's awesome that exists. But to see whether this is going to be a really well-intended event because people want organized competitive play in the new meta to prepare for Worlds. So there's a chance that this might pop the heck off. It's totally free. There's no prize support besides the Circuit Breaker Invitational, which is a cool thing to have. That's for sure. But just, it's very casual. Drop in 2 for 1. Drop out. It's a single-sided Swiss. I think this is really cool. I'm excited to see the results, and I think a lot of people are going to be paying attention, whether they're playing or whether they're watching. So I think that's great. I love the last AMT. Cool to see testing groups in action. Listening to Eric bitching on his podcast afterwards is so fun. Yeah. Cool. It told me Melbourne was 900 kilometers from Sydney. My brain short circuited. Just city-state things. Yeah. Yeah, Australia is really big. We put it really small on a map though, so we don't have to, realize how many deadly creatures there actually are. Eric bitching is now a feature. It's the whole damn podcast. Cards used, Pantograph. Okay, like that version. We got through the early game. It wasn't easy. Let's try some other version. And I think the one I really want to try is this one, which was 17th at EMEA. And then Kickflip. There's one that was most recently. September comes after August. So by definition, it'll be this one. Oh, it's Chinchling. Oh, huge shout out, actually. We mentioned on stream that we're looking for a third for a Crown of Service team, and I got multiple responses. Thank you to everyone who reached out. We took the first candidate, who was actually a very qualified candidate. Not that anybody who offered wasn't a qualified candidate, but it was just first come, first serve. But I appreciate it. Excited for all the folks that I said, sorry, where our team is full, that we'll see you at COS, which is awesome because there's like so many folks that I haven't seen because a lot of them are not from, North America, from near Toronto. So that's great. Yeah, any takers? Yeah, our team is Chenchling, myself, and then Giat offered. Giat, mind you, just won the New Zealand Nationals. So like, I guess we have a team of some sort of competitive caliber, as much as we're largely playing for fun, just so we don't stress ourselves out. I gotta learn Eternal. Elwin, how's it going? Good evening. Okay, we gotta read this really quickly. So obviously this is built on the shoulders of those before me, but you can do a lot of neat tricks with Q-Loop and Pantograph in Arissana's ability. I went for 2 DZs because I believe it's important to see early. The 1 credit discount helps a lot, okay? Cleaver and Buzzsaw are just upgrades mostly over Gauss and Unity. Yeah, I'd argue that unless you're using Cleaver with Turbine or something else, you can get away with playing Gauss, but it's not bad if you have the influence. But in a pinch, you could swap them back, totally. Right now, There's a lot of big ice, so Turbine was clutch. We saw Takobi. You can always compare the two. I think that's interesting. There's also a lot of ice with good text on the Hush is fantastic. Unarguable. Claude probably could have been cut. It's a meta thing. I never needed it once on the day, but great odds against Big Deal Outfit are amazing. But I think Big Deal Outfit is largely like toasted. Like I would not play Big Deal Outfit. Miss Bones could be played for sure. Post-ban list, swap DreamNet with Nuka, probably. And that's it. So we're still on one prognostic. The big difference is we're on one Pantograph. Not sure why. Not sure why this is here. Did you even mention it, Chenchling? Did you talk about it? I know you wrote it. You didn't say why. Is Pat not going to Worlds? No, Pat's going to Worlds. Pat'll be there. Pat is NSG. He's like an esteemed Worlds person. I don't know if he's, I think he's playing. I don't think he's staff. We were looking for a third. This is a new meta for you and Pat. I think Pat usually plays with other folks. I didn't actually even offer Pat. Weird. Probably shouldn't. It does 6 conduit digs. That's what I imagine. It does 6 Peach Shot conduit digs. Cool. I don't know. I think I asked Pat. I usually ask Pat. But Pat, like last time that we played a COS, like played with like John and Scott, which like, yeah, I get it. Like no hard feelings. Australia is really big, says you living in the 2nd largest country on the earth. Yeah, it says somebody living potentially in the biggest country. Russia. Let's try this. This is cool. So we'll highlight the differences. We have to make some small changes. So this is a kickflip. Ari. We're going to end this with D-Res Ari, don't worry. So the list is easier to look at like this, trust me. But we're on basically exactly the same everything. We're on 2 Cubon, 3 SMC. We have the overclock. Now we're back on laundry. We also have diesel and deep dive. I think deep dive is like something that's super, super easy to play and is something that you can actually like cheese out relatively quickly. I'm interested to see if there's going to be like first order optimal, like linear deep dive Arissana decks, because if you can just get a Peach of Champ out, you're kind of guaranteed to deep dive. It's like really, really, really wild. We have a Bravado. I don't know. Every time someone puts Bravado in a deck, I just feel like they don't have a better idea. It's like a good card, but 3 influence. Yeah, it's a good card. I don't know. This one always gets me. It's just like, whatever. We have more money up front, though. We have creative, we have dirty, and we have no sure gamble. Okay, I take that back immediately. We have to cut the DreamNet for Nukas. And we're largely very similar. I got distracted explaining TBR to someone. I missed the PAX Off Shadow. Come meet me. I'm awesome. Grower. I won't be there, but at some point. And pinhole threading, yeah, pinhole threading is what the other deck had, and it's also really great. But otherwise, like, this is what I mean, is like, you can make some pretty impactful decisions on how to spend the influence, but currently the majority of RE decks are like relatively similar. So is Bravado better than double Baya bans? Tune in. Do we need the DJ Fenris? It would actually have been pretty great in the last matchup, as much as we didn't draw into it. So we'll see. Looking for Europe to Australia plane tickets real quick. We'll get this sorted out. All right, let's give this a shot. Chenchling, mind you, on our COS team is playing Startup, and he was pretty excited to do it. Startup, hype. I'm actually excited to see Startup because I like literally have not seen new Startup at all. I'm not sure whether Startup is going to be on cam. Like, is it going to be on the mainstream at some point? Because I think the Startup structure of the organized play is slightly different this year. I don't know what has, like, I'm not exactly sure. I know it's not a world championship for some reason, which I find very interesting. Runner. Can confirm PAX Os will be a cool hang. Hey, James. Hey, Alice. What's up? Okay, cool. So, outfit. We warned against this, so we're gonna look really silly if it's not big deal outfit and we don't crush through it. We could actually be like weak to maybe program destruction stuff. We have 3 Simul Chip. Can't be that bad. Happy honeymoon. Opening hand, conduit. Technically, like, this is the big thing. Oh, super cool. Let's see it. Okay, so bad publicity scales really poorly into Arissana that tries to do everything at instant run based speed. So we have money to install our programs that don't use them. At some point too, once we get conduit down, we can get through some of the ice. Mind you, Slap Vandal, which I don't know how many we have in this list. Let me just move this over so they're all together. Oh, one of these tabs is probably it. We have only 1 Slap Vandal, but that actually invalidates a whole bunch of the ice and outfit that is all 6 strength and all has 1 subroutine that is like really crucial to the operation of the ice. Best of luck, have fun. This hand is definitely a fair bit better. We found the early prognostic, another card that just absolutely balloons to monstrosity with enough bad publicity, and we're lucky we have Clot to play around the the regulatory capture. Wonder if I've ever played a runner deck without Sure Gamble. It's a hedge fund is actually kind of more common to not see, which is pretty wild. All right. So, how do you play this hand? So we won bad publicity. So we want to run, and no matter what, we're going to install a Slap Vandal clicklessly to get a Slap Vandal, I guess. HQ Ice has a big chance of being Afshar, which like, it's not great. It also has a pretty reasonable chance of being, what's the other one? The Scorpion thing, which is also not good. Winchester. So that's a problem. Now we can install environmental testing. We can run. We can install the Eco. That would be actually safer because they can't trash it as much as we don't use the bad publicity. And then we can just like creative commission. It's not amazing. We're not getting a lot of good tempo off of this. Like we don't actually have to run if that's the case. Funny enough. We also could like get down prognostic. Nah, I think we just do this. I don't even think we install the Eco. It's like useless unless we're like doing something better than that. Cause like we're not bouncing this to hand. So like we're just installing it, like normally installing it. So like we should do that clicklessly. So if anything here, we like dirty laundry archives. Yeah, let's just do that. Took me a while to figure out the pretty obvious line, let's be honest. Okay. And then we can just creative. Yeah. IQ loop CC. Yeah, I think we could have Q looped then just gone creative. The thing with the bad publicity with the Q loop, like we can accelerate. Having this on the table means we can fire it on Alice's turn, which would be pretty important. Because with 9 credits, we can kind of just do anything. Yeah. E-test Q loop run commission seems okay. E-test Q loop run commission. If we did that, we weren't able to dirty laundry, so I don't think we actually had a reason to run. Okay, we have a Slap Vandal, so we can contest a remote server. Let's continue to draw a bit. We have diesels. Okay. So if we prognostic, we want to run. We want to find a reason to do that. Okay, we're just going to run. We're going to look at the top 2. So we know there's environmental testing on the top into an SMC. That's not amazing. So here we can install a thing. I don't think we have a good thing to install here, though. It doesn't get us deeper into our deck. Environmental testing, we cannot install. Prognostic is looking for a program or piece of hardware. But we have to remember that if we draw once, we can install environmental testing and then fire the prognostic while running archives. So I think we will just cube on whatever HQ. Whatever. Do you want to pilot me to pilot you via chat? Not really. It's not easy. And the delay is really bad and I get stressed out. You can correct me in chat and I'm cool with that. You go there. All right, Alice probably has something in hand. We maybe want to just like, you got there. Thank you. Yeah, now we draw one to get the environmental testing. We pop the SMC and we'll get that installed quickly while running and we're going to get a lot of money. The thing is like you can't use Arissana on a run before prognostic. So we're going to eat a bit of the prognostic value, kind of. Alice is drawn twice. Is this punitive? This is like, it's all big money eventually. So we have an incentive to check server 1. Okay. So we're going to do draw. Okay. So we want to get this down. So we have an SMC on the top of the deck. And we have a Slap Vandal in hand. We'll just run this. We're going to try. We could preemptively hush, but we can't. So it's SMC into turbine. Okay. We don't want to draw the turbine. But we can always use the SMC and shuffle. Cruel Shaper's Thesis. Stress? He's just like me. Uh-oh. I think we're going to use the credits to trash something. Or die to snare or whatever. That's fine. We're not trashing that. Yeah, it's a snare. I don't know. So like, that's okay. We have 3 simulchip. The Cleaver probably does a border control. The Pijashawn is interesting. It's going to turn off a Pantograph. The one of Slap Vandal is the best card we had in our hand. We didn't trash that because why would we? And secondly, it turns on reprisals. It turns on Oppo research. There's no reason to trash that as much as it's free. I think a lot of folks are slowly realizing they need to consider what they're trashing and not trashing. And this matchup is really strange. Oh, we lose. No. Oh, wait. Sorry. I have a window. No, we could have responded to that. I thought we were going to die. We definitely should have, we should have popped the thing. Would you mind undoing it? I thought we were gonna die. We didn't die. Do you mind? You could try undo turn? Yeah, we 100% could have pulled the SMC there to save our resources. Okay. So if we saw the thing coming, we actually could like environmental testing to pull the SMC, but that's like ridiculous play. We're not playing around public trail. Okay, so now we'll use this to pay 1 to get the SMC. Okay, all you. Yeah. No matter what, we should have gone for there. We thought we were going to lose the game, so there's no reason not to, but like we died to like end the line. So clearly there's tag punishment that matters. I'm assuming it's end the line, maybe retribution. But snare makes me think it's more end the line. All right, trash one environment testing, that's fine. So we know the top card of the deck, and the top card of the deck is not one we want right now. That being said, we can run and get it down, but our MU is all jacked up. I almost said the bad one. So that's not good. This is a snare. We want to go check what it is. Okay, so I'm a bit scared about running in general. Now let's just click for 10 credits. I think we just need cards in hand. We're just going to play safe. We know there's a public trail there. We're just going to draw 3 times. We're going to remove a tag. Nothing to do there. Okay. All right. That was fine. We have MU issues. And this is where like lily pad seems pretty good. I wonder if this is like a, what's it called list? Thinking a Trojan horse list. I think that's what the card is called, which is a trace, a thing that still happens in Netrunner that allows them to trash one of our programs or hardware. And that can be disastrous. But at this point with an SMC, there still has to be some fear of a second slap vandal. She's gone through 14 cards with no agendas. You're assuming the density in these decks is like 10 or 11 agendas because you're assuming hostile takeovers. Also, sometimes agendas just get ugly. Oh, advanced ice. There's a lot of things in this deck I'm probably not gonna like. It's probably, I don't know what that is. We can't face check into that anymore. Hey Daniel, it's Eons from the Taya game. Just watch your side back. I'm super salty. Just take you out of me. My LOL's TBR play. Thanks for your content. Yo, thanks for the game. That was really funny. Sorry about that. It was a really fun game in general. Yeah, that was really goofy. I was like, wait, it says Tattoo Bulla. It might be all 5-3s. I'm worried it's all 5-3s and punitive. Or maybe like even Neurospike. So I'm like a bit scared to interact. I think, you know, if you're assuming there's also retribution, you're assuming SDS drone deployment, stuff like that. All right, well, like now we can pin all this snare. We need to get the testing down at some point. We want a UAV. Nice. If we run, we can look at the top of the deck. We don't really have much to cheat out. So I think we can install, we don't need to install both of these. We don't need to show that we have that. The UAV at a minimum we can install. Clot in hand is not the best place to have a clot. We could always consider installing the clot, and I think it's kind of reasonable. The deck has 2 DZs, and we really need DZs because it looks like we're getting most of our value here off of installs. If you install the Tattoo Ball, Andre isn't approaching the new one. It's only it stays that you're in the, in the brand window to make him go through the second one. For what it's worth, if you overinstall the Tattoo Ball, Andre isn't approaching the new one. It's only if it stays that you're in the brand window. Izzy, I don't know what that means. It seems really important though. I don't know what that means. If you overinstall the Tattoo Ball, Andre isn't approaching the new one. No, yeah, I know it's from the last TPR play from the game. If you overinstall the Tattoo Ball, Andre isn't approaching. Oh, okay. If you overinstall the Tattoo Ball, Andre isn't approaching the new one. It's only if it stays that you're in the brand window to make him go through the second one. Okay, I got it. Because I trashed the encounter dice, he skips past the position. Okay, I think I got that. Okay, so we don't know what this is. I don't think there's any card that we're worried about being on the table. This is always what gets us if we don't say that. But I don't think we care what that is. So this is where we can start running, getting click compression. So we're going to run. We don't have good money. If we put that in environmental testing and we run, we're weak to that public trail. That's for sure. This could be like the scythe thing, Reaper function into like public trail stuff. Having 8 credits is definitely a way. That'd be fine. This is probably fine. We'll run archives. We know there's a snare in there. Look at the top 2. We have a simul chip and a dirty laundry. So we actually can install the simul chip for 1 credit. I'm going to do that. Breach server. It's a snare and a Whoredom. Okay, if that's a Whoredom, that's a really bad face check. We cannot I forgot to Arissana. Sorry, I forgot to. We can't do that because we saw what the thing was, but we could have got more click compression there. This should have came out clicklessly. That's on me. But yeah, we should have done that clicklessly before we accessed because we would have got a second counter environmental testing. Does anybody remember what was after the simul chip? How good was it? Eric, we don't see punitive because they can't make runner bet times. Why do we not see more punitive outfit decks? They have so much money to throw at us. It's hard. I think punitive in general is hard. If someone sees a play and they hold steel skin, that's an issue. It was a dirty laundry. Thank you. I think there's a whole bunch of issues. Yeah. If you install advanced events in a remote server, though, it's a really hard call. But like, I think steel skin being obviously ubiquitous is pretty difficult. Runner economy isn't awful. I think it's doable. It's not awful. Yeah, that was bad. We could have gotten another click there. And now we're weak to public trail. If we were on 6 credits, it's not a huge difference. But like, I'm not scared of an unadvanced card. And if the snares are going in their remote server, which is Alice, what she's been doing so far, they've been doing, excuse me, I'm not actually sure pronouns. Draw, like something's ripe. Like this corp is doing nothing. So I'm worried that it's some combo with which we stumble into, like throw out 6 points in archives and we lose. So now we can't do that. Make your answer. Can you make your answer simpler? So like, I don't really want to do anything. Maybe it's a spin doctor. I am suspicious. Q-Loop already doesn't seem nearly as good with that lily pad. Yeah, Thomas, it's a fair bit worse. Especially because we can Q-Loop obviously on the runner's turn. Or sorry, on the corpse turn. Like, that's a nice window. I think here we just continue to go through our deck. That's what we wanted to draw into. So like, I'm not going to run archives. We can run archives. We actually should run archives and jack out. We could consider dirty laundering archives. But again, if we hit... No, we can get a lot of money. Yeah, we can run archives. It has to be agendas that have no additional cost. The only thing with prognostic is if you have lily pad, it kind of works in some interesting ways, right? Like, Cuban, right? Like you can get access to the second card. I think there's gonna be agendas in here. This is what I was worried about. So now we have to win. I'm pretty sure we can get enough money that we're like hard to punitive, but not impossible to punitive. So now it's either, okay, so we can get a lot of money. Can we get more money than Alice? Because Alice has to land in multiple punitives. We don't have a lily pad. Mind you, lily pad is really important because it could get us to 6 cards on Alice's turn. We're losing that, and that's pretty bad. So if we creative commission here, we'll be on 9, 10, 11, we'll be on 12. And then if we crack the SMC for whatever the cheapest program in the game is, let alone we could just flicker the SMC, we'll be at even more. Laundry HQ? We can run HQ. We don't have a laundry though. I think we can overclock HQ. That's probably the best. I think that's worse than creative commission. It's like either, so we have 2 options. We either try to win here or we try to get a lot of money. The thing is like, it's very easy for Alice to do punitive. Alice only need 1 punitive. Yeah. So we have to survive double punitive because we have to beat each single punitive. Yeah. Cause we don't have lily pad. It's just 1 punitive of 6. So we either have to win or get enough money that Alice can't double punitive us. So I think the hand is probably like punitive, maybe too big to fail punitive. And if that's the case, again, yeah, lily pad would just win this game straight out. Like we just like SMC for punitive and then she has to double punitive us on 6. So if we overclock, sorry, if we creative, we know this is a Whoredom. We can't run into the Whoredom. If it's a Whoredom, it's an absolute disaster because of a lot of reasons. Overclock pop SMC to trigger end. Yeah, that's what we're going to do, but we don't have to do that now. So like we could overclock HQ, trigger the S, hope that she reses. And the thing is like what we're going to see in hand is probably just going to be punitives. So we need a win, which means running R&D is correct. But if it's a triple advanced Whoredom, we have to pull Buzzsaw. It's kind of expensive. So is it better just to creative commission? Is it better just to creative commission? So you seen Cyber Chip with SMC for slap metal? Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going to send it. CC plus environmental is 13 credits. Yeah, but she was double punitive. I think we still lose. Because she just does punitive a lot to credit punitive. We don't know the HQ ice. So this is 4 credits. The overclock, I'm assuming if she reses ice, is more than a 4 credit swing. So I don't know what's right here. They have to beat you twice. I think it's possible. But the simple thing is just creative commission here, and then we just like flicker the SMC. Let's try it. I'm not very good at math. I'll ask after if we lose, if there was something in hand. Okay. So, economic warfare could be a thing. But the big trace that Alice could do here, Alice pays 3 to get trace 5, so she can make it trace 17. Yeah, I think we're cooked. We have to do the flicker, so we're going to do... We either crack the SMC for something, which costs us money, so I think we just sandwich it for the SMC. Like, we don't have to be greedy. And then we can install something better than the SMC. I'm not actually sure what's better than the SMC. Slap Handle comes in for free. Yeah, okay. Imagine we drew a card. I know, if we drew a card, we'd be so safe. Like, this is... I don't think this is why you play Lily Pad, but yeah. This would be totally fine. I think I'm good now. Yeah, I think we just shouldn't have ran archives. I think we smelt that really bad. I just assumed it would be a 3-pointer, and then one of them would be an SDS, and we could say no. I didn't expect it to be all of these 4-2s. But yeah, we punted the game. I don't think we should have taken those odds. Cleaver for free is good too. Oh, Cleaver was free is better. I forgot it was simul chip. Yeah, it was -3. I was clone chipping right there. So I was like, oh, that's free because it's -1 and we have urban. But yeah, we could have done Cleaver. It would have been strictly better. Actually, there's a chance a right line is like, it depends what the ice is. But like something with Peach Champ, I just don't think we can do a lot. I wonder if there's an agenda in server 1 too. Like we didn't even consider running that. But yeah, we're cooked. We're totally cooked. I've done no math. That seems like your problem. I'm just over here surviving. Punitive is basically +2, so you lose the punitive to be the failed punitive or hedge punitive. Just 20 credits is correct. Yeah. Yeah, there needs to be an econ card here, which is like hard to imagine that doesn't exist. I think clicking for credits doesn't do it, but like I didn't. This is just intuition. I didn't do any math. It looks like Jeff did the math. Nerd. Oh, that's fine. Oh wait, is it pivot double? We're fine. I think we're fine. There's no way the pivot makes that right. Because that was 2 clicks for 3 credits. That's no good. I think we're good. We're going to be destitute, but we'll be alive. We have 2 credits too many. I've only been playing to run HQ because almost anything they res puts them in punitive range, but they dropped it exactly 9. It's bad. Well, if they have double punitive, I was assuming they would be punitive into too big to fail into punitive, so the dropping is not good. Okay. But is it still worth it? Okay, that was my thinking to laundry HQ line. I forgot we laundried archives. If it's a border control, I think we're still happy with it. They're down 4, we're down 2. But I think, like, I don't know. I feel like you throw out every agenda in your hand to get here. I guess we're fine. I think we found the line out. But yeah, that was we did not use the simul chip well. Let's see if that catches up with us. Here though, we're totally fine. Like on game point, punitive is closed, so that's entire win condition out of the deck. We've stole 2 red caps, so that's half of a nice. We have to push into this or we die. So like all right. Cool. Send a message. Send a message. Let's go. Okay. So we're doing okay. We'd rather have this in hand for, you know, issues. So now we try to win off of a deep dive. Environmental testing MVP was really good. We almost lost. Well, we did lose one of them, right? So let's find a dirty laundry. Okay, that's more economy. So if we overclock archives, we can SMC into something. I'm not sure what. I think running HQ is actually probably fair right now. I think we can install the SMC from hand and just like overclock HQ. Force some reses. Look at the top two. Pinhole, simulchip. Okay, pinhole and simulchip. Do some note taking. In theory here, you could hush to like stop bad publicity ice from getting bad publicity, which saves 3 credits, let alone puts closer to red capture, but we don't care about that. So it's a Valenchow. So that's fine. This is totally fine. So we do Ari, slap, slap. SMC. What are we getting? Spencer, how's it going? What are we getting? I think it's pretty funny how YouTube highlights my name every time someone calls out jailbreak in chat. Wait, YouTube does? Like at jail? Cubon, let's go. You want a double Cubon? There's no way it's not getting trashed. There's no way it's not getting trashed if we do double Cubon there. All right. Whatever. This is what Jeff wanted. I goofed. So I'm just gonna do the Ari ability manually. We should use, it doesn't matter what we use first. So technically we actually only have to, what subroutine do we break here? We break them gaining 2, because then we'll be at 6. I think I did that right. Yeah. Cool. Arc my notifications. Sure, it's getting trashed, but we make money on HQ runs. Yeah, it's good. So we lost 2, but it doesn't end the run because we have more money because bad publicity counts, and we lost the bad publicity. So you can't lose the overclock. So we actually did that optimally. We gained 4 credits. Breach, find an agenda win. Seamless launch? What? Like, we really should go back here. It makes us money. Running last click into snare is pretty disastrous, but we didn't lose before. Run it again? I think it's so risky and for no point. Right? Like, we could just creative. Obviously, we're going to lose a damn farm when this gets over installed. But like running last click, I'm going to do it again for Jeff. But like, I don't agree with that. It's too bad publicity, which is sick. Did that not work? What is this deck? Oh, this is normal Ari. Nothing you've seen on the screen right now is like bizarre. Okay, it was actually a really sick run. That was like a really, really good run. I'm getting rid of the pinhole. Fine, be reasonable. No, it turns out it was perfect. A too big to fail was the best one. Jack out after passing. It was an option for sure. Yeah, this is what's going to happen, but like, it's fine. We didn't like those cards. They were just okay. I'll do it again for Jeff as a yellow runner much we need. I don't think Jeff like plays that aggressively. So we need this to be a Whoredom. Okay, how does NSG's text work with Whoredom? It actually eats the Whoredom. No, it doesn't eat the Whoredom. Damn it. NSG changed the text on Whoredom, and it no longer works good. Urban, stop taunting me. Okay, so we've used a lot of resources, and we don't have much for showing for it. We're pretty sure this is a thing that is going to be a problem. We have a hush. You can bounce Ika. Yeah, it's true. It's so true. Should have realized that. That's fine. Do we know this one on the top of the deck? I think we did. No, we shuffled. So, okay, Trebuchet can be res on 7. Valenchow can be res on 7. That's totally fine for us. Don't know what this is. We're worrying it's a snare. I think we can just like do our thing. There's some good value to run. I think at this point we should just be prognosticating on every turn. Like there's no reason not to. Be the last words here before Thule wins Worlds this year. for Jeff, for the shark. Just set up for deep dive. It's hard because I don't think we have a good way to deal with Hordem, but that's definitely how we win. So I'm just going to hit this button. It's a DZ. How sick is that? How damn sick is that? So like this is, you know, we installed this for free. We should probably just install the Hush for free though. I don't think we have a big reason to return that to hand. It is worth 2 credits. All right, let's. Okay, we have a Buzzsaw. We're pretty sure it's a Hordem. If it's a Colossus, I think that's bad. We have a Simul chip though. We've used a lot of resources to get to this part. Okay, so we're going to start installing things. All our environmental testings are done. So we just like have very little money left in the deck. Does the deck have double daily casts? This is not it. It doesn't have daily casts. So our economy is like super, super limited now that all our Q bonds are in the garbage. Okay, well, I think we can still continue just to set up. So install, run archives. Look at the top 2. It's Hush into Conduit, so we want to do that on the other turn. It's too late to install the Buzzsaw here because the only way that this run makes any sense is if we install the Ika, which eats our DZ trigger. And then here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 7 cards in hand. We can easily discard 2 of them. I think actually just hard casting the Clod is reasonable because the plays are on hostile. I'm assuming that they're on hostile. Can we slow play this? We can, but like you kind of don't want to. Ideally, we would have installed the Clod first because we could have got the DZ. We actually could consider double Urban. It's just like, I don't know. Top of the deck is a Hush. So we're going to do that on our opponent's turn so that it fires DZ. We pay 1 in credit. I don't know what's beyond the Hush because my memory is pretty short in general. We'll go from there. Ari kind of has that like flexibility that Hoshiko does for different matchups. It just feels like the economy is like so much more fragile. So much more fragile. Yep. Yeah, it's there. Just waiting to be relevant. Or is it relevant already? Now, seamless means that there's some threat that's like not Clod based. That's another snare in archives, isn't it? Double ice. There's a lot of scoring Alice can do before it's an issue. All right, we'll hit this button. Reveal. Hush. Let's do that. Start a turn. Okay, Ika actually does deal with Trebuchet for something that isn't absolutely awful. Take clicks. Urban. We'll return the Ika. We can run archives. If we see where two snares are, we're in an okay spot. We threw out a pinhole. We could have pinholed what this is. That might have been fun. Okay. So if we use our Aria ability to cheat down the Ika, we'll be in a bad spot. We don't want to do that. So I think we're going to install the Buzzsaw for 1 credit. And then we're going to begin our expedition into archives. In theory, we know what the top of the deck is, so I'm going to draw. Nice. That's not going to matter because we're going to win off of a deep dive, which we can set up. So we should poke HQ actually. Now, I haven't seen the top of the deck. If this is a Trebuchet, I think with 11 credits, we can get through it with an Ika. Simul chip into Dirty Laundry. Good to know. If there's no res, we'll pull out the Simul chip. If we have bad publicity left over, even if we don't, we might. It's a tree line. Okay. So that's a barrier. It's currently hushed, so you can't advance it. We get through this poorly with Cleaver, but okay with Slap Vandal. So I think we Simul chip for the Clot to get the Slap Vandal. So now we can break this. We can also pull out the Simul chip mid-run. I'm going to do that. And then we can also use the Simul chip this turn to get like a Cleaver or something. Or we could have got a Q-Bond, but I don't want to put 3 on the same. I think we've learned. Seamless. What can be scored out? Broad Daylight? It's probably in the remote server. Cleaver goes to the bad pub though. Yeah, it does. It's not bad. Actually, it might have been made more sense to use the Cleaver there for sure than Slap Vandal. I think that's pretty reasonable. Yeah, because we break it for with bad publicity. You're totally right. I shouldn't have gone for the cheapest option. I don't think we have a big incentive to. But I think next turn we just pop off and deep dive. Even if this is any other advanceable ice, we're in an okay spot. Yeah. Okay. We can go back for another single. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, I think we can go back for HQ, but with snares, it's pretty difficult. I don't know what the top of the deck is. I'll just install this. Not great. Not great. But we'll win off of a deep dive, I'm pretty sure, maybe. We also, as a click, could have moved the hush to something else. Again, some advanceable ice is hushable, some is not. So if that's another tree line, we actually do want to hush it because it's very difficult for us to break it because it's 7 strength. So it actually is out of the range of this hush. But Alice is not moving on that seamless yet. Another overinstall. So that's the 3rd snare. We do, well, we can just hush from hand on this if we need to. Okay, overinstall, then draw. Now discarding 2. All right. We'll return the Eka. And this should be the last turn. So we'll go HQ. Top 2, Dirty Laundry into Pinhole. We have no wave clicklessly drawing. Sorry, Lilypad. You forgot Ari again? Did I? I might have. Yeah, you're right. I might have. So break it with bad publicity. So it's Dirty Laundry into something else. I'm not going to remember. A lot of card drawing. Valencia, okay. So now we'll go R&D. We have access to a killer, a fractor, and a decoder. No action. Ooh, almost spilled some water. So see what this is. It has to be advanceable, so we know it's not a bad publicity ice. It is a Pharos. Okay. So that one actually is pretty hard to deal with, but possible. We just need to consider how possible it is. Because we can make this a 5 strength. DL into Pinhole. Sorry? Dirty Laundry Pinhole? Oh, Paul, you might not be watching live. So we can always like install a hush onto this, trash the hush on HQ, produce the cleaver, and then this becomes a 5 strength, so we go 2 for 1. Oh, the top of the deck. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That makes so much more sense. Otherwise we can walk away. She only has 5 credits. We've seen 2 too big to fails. We've seen no spin docks, 3 too big to fails. So like her economy is not recovering from this massive res. There's no good way to get through this thing besides hushing it and then like turbine cleaver. Huh. So we could just clear the tag. Yo, Syndrin, how's it going? How expensive is this? So this is free. I'm just going to do it. I think we win. So Ari from hand. Hush. We still have enough MU. Then we'll do Simulchip. Hush Cleaver gets you through right now. Yeah, it does. And it's cheaper than I think because we have these 5 credits to work with. Choose one install program to trash. We'll trash this. In theory, the Slap Vandal. Yeah, we can get rid of the Slap Vandal. It's okay. But bad publicity scales pretty well. So from here, we're going to go for the Cleaver. The Cleaver gets installed for free. Oh, I forget this is free always. It's 6. Is it 6? 2, 4. Yeah, it is 6. We could take a tag. Whatever. It's only 3 real credits. We'll win off of this run. Imagine hitting a snare and losing the deep dive. At least at this point, we're basically doom rigged up. Yeah, the deep dive way for sure. It's a spin doctor. Okay. So Alice can shuffle. Yeah. Never mind. A good game. That's the clot threat. It was 35 minutes for 12 turns. Damn. A lot of that was thinking, though. There was like one big pivot turn for sure. Every time. I know. It's the worst. You setting up for the deep dive and then you ran 3 central servers. Of course you win. Of course you win. Thanks for the game. Thought I definitely was gonna be flatlined early on. What was I gonna say? Yeah, it's like, okay, so decks like this, I have no doubt. It's like this, there's so many ways that the runner can like beef it into this, but so often you have to push the game, right? Like you have to force the runner to make mistakes. If we were a bit more, I think, If we believed in ourselves maybe a bit more, but like we shouldn't have ran archives with 3 face downs discarded in one turn because we thought this would happen and it still would have possibly happened. So I think if you want to catch a runner off guards, like you have to push in a remote server because like just sitting back and letting this, you know, it eventually hatches. Broad daylight, city works, Angelique stuff. Oh, neat. So like, I don't know. I don't know if you have to ice up centrals, both centrals that early in the game. And if you use this ice to push in a remote server and just start pushing, like, I don't know, hopefully not a red cap, right? Like this is how you force the runner to destabilize and catch traps. I don't know. This was like dependent on us, you know, absolutely just like slamming down mid, which it nearly worked. Yeah. Hey, thanks for the game. Hey, cheers. Thank you. They went all in on punitive play, but didn't consider environmental testing. I think it was hard. Like there was a very common hand that Alice could have had that would have lost us the game there. But I think as soon as the pivot came out, we were super safe. Yeah, we were super safe with pivot. One day I'd love to play the deep dive. Yeah, same. Cool. All right, what time is it? We're gonna do one more RE for sure. Oh, it's like not even 11. Let's go. Especially against Ari, often better just not ice at centrals. Yeah, if you don't ice, like Ari doesn't. That's sort of like a really wild thing. It's like Hoshiko's gonna run centrals no matter what to flip, almost always, unless the opening hand is like liberated daily cast, right? And then on top of that, it's like the only way that Ari can run well is if you've iced something up. So yeah, if you don't ice, maybe you ice the remote server. But yeah, it's a really weird thing playing against Ari. It's totally different. Okay, I want to revisit our Rubicon D-Res deck and see what we've learned in 2 months, and then see what we can do to change it to make it slightly better, because we did not like realize how good Pantographic was because it was pretty early in the meta. It was literally like day 1. So we're gonna find it somewhere. Jet Set Rubicon Radio. That's it. Let's try this. Jank time? Maybe incredibly competitive Netrunner time. Who knows? This one's harder to play, I think. Okay. So we can look at this. We've already made these changes on JNet. Mind you, JNet was ahead at the time, but Kiros McIntyre is ass. So we're going to cut that, and we're definitely going to play a third Rubicon. This might be wrong, but we could. We're on 2 Lilypad, 1 DZ. Honestly, 2 Lilypad, a lot of people are okay with that. I don't know how I feel about it. 1 DZ seems okay. 2 Daily Cast, 3 Nuka, 3 Urban Art Vernissage. We can go to 2 Urban Art Vernissage. This deck needs the Urban Art Vernissage just slightly more consistently, though, because otherwise the Saucies are useless. So we might do that. You want 3 Lily? I think we could. Sure Gamble. Dirty Creative Commission, Cleaver, 1 Breaker, Slap Vandal. Why are we playing Cleaver? What ice are we worried about that we need to play Cleaver? We have Conduit, we have Pantographic, we have Cuban, and we have 3 Saucy. If anything, we want a way to face check and not hurt ourselves. So like, I don't know whether that means actually running the inline blades. Probably not. Lamb? Shit, Lamb's not a terrible idea. Oh, is this still not legal that you can't search it? Wait, actually? Oh, that sucks. The problem with Lamb, though, is our MU gets absolutely scuffed really quickly, and it's a 2 MU card. I don't know if we can afford to do that. Flip Switch is like really low value in this deck, right? Like we could play Flip Switch is really, really, really low. Oh, you have to do it down here. Okay, that's right. Thank you. That makes more sense. It's like, I don't know, maybe? But like, that's a 2 MU card. What do we do with the Cleaver influence? I feel like there's a lot we could do with 2 influence. We have to cut some cards though. We have to cut some cards. 2 DZ, 2 Lily. I like that a fair bit, I think, because we already have 3 Nuka, 3 Diesel. Jaina still doesn't think it's standard, says new banlist standard casual times. Oh yeah, this is... I don't like that. I don't like the fact that that's going to be annoying on JNet. JNet hasn't updated. So we have 2 influence. Lamb, Saucy's a whole rig. Let's do it. Yeah, but we have 2 influence left over. Like, this is where people end up like jamming Bravado and be like a day. Maybe multi-axis. Conduit's enough multi-axis because they just can't res their ice. Rohit, how's it going? Like, they just can't res their ice because we've, in theory, de-resed all of it. I think Balance got updated yesterday. Oh, we'll check. That's good to hear. I know it wasn't a day ago. Clot. We could... I'm hoping we don't want to. FAO? Singleton FAO? Probably not. And it's weird too. It's like En Passant is also, I think, 2 influence. But like, we technically want the ice to be there because we want to, you know, get Pantographic value for free. One Liberators is massively too slow, yeah. Like, even in faction, we have access to telework, which there's not a real big reason to do that. Shutdown. Oh, shutdown I actually kind of like. Like, shutdown allows us to be aggressive, and we missed the Rubicon Switch window. That could be okay. Baya is hard because we're on a slots issue. Like, if we do 2 Baya, what do we cut? Like, does Baya cut 1 Nuka, 1 Diesel, maybe? We still have to cut some cards, though. The overclock is better than it looks. Actually, no, it looks like it looks. Baya for overclock. Overclock's pretty good, though, because we use overclock with SMCs, right? Like, we have to get a lamb down for 6 credits at some point in the mid-game. That's really expensive. So, I don't know. I see we're building Andre's favorite archetype, Toba. We have, like, we missed the window to get this banned for Worlds, so now we have to make it win Worlds. Hey, Flesh, how's it going? Oh, man, the new Flesh and Blood set. I want to try that. Do we need Diesel Nuka? I think we kind of do. We're on 2 lily pads, and we need to set up quickly. Like, if we're too not aggressive enough, we're too slow. Wheelie. Wheelie might be okay, Hannah. It feels maybe a bit like overkill. 2 Cubone. Cubone's so good. Because of the cameras, they're ice. This is how we get our economy. 3 Nuka, no Diesel's probably right here. Yeah, okay. I like it. Why did I think that would solve everything? This is good enough. This is okay. This is good. This is V2. We have a couple minutes to figure out if this is better or not. There's a lot of cards in the new Flesh and Blood set that could be Netrunner cards. The new Hero in Fab has Netrunner vibes for sure. Yeah, it's max. But the new set of Netrunner is all like cyberpunk. It's all a mechanologist set, so it focuses on one class, so it's like really easy to pick up and play. So I'm gonna like get a box just to do like draft or like crack a pack and play. Because it's all one class and it's all like the Netrunner kind of like making runs and smashing stuff class. Max Nitro, yeah. Max with 2 X's Nitro. Maybe it's a Netrunner reference, I don't know. But there's a lot of cards in the Flesh and Blood set that could be Netrunner cards by title. What did we call it? Rubicon Switch Radio? We had a name that was like okay, I guess. It's Jet Set Rubicon Radio, nice. Okay, best case scenario, we play into something with actual ice. So like, I don't know, HB. Oh no, I'm gonna end up playing Fab. I don't know. I wonder if we can find one in Barcelona. It would be nice to crack a box. I am not immune to cyberpunk. Yeah, it's like, it's not full cyberpunk. It's like steampunk cyberpunk. Like, it's wild because there's like characters that are full digital, but then it's like people, you know, like running with like steam coming out of their butt. So it's a vibe. It seems non-objectionable. I'm kind of like it. Waiting for Fab LCG? Yeah, you're gonna wait forever. Uh-oh. Too little data. That is not good for our protagonist. Car hat smoking. R+. This is a bad matchup because we cannot de-res a ping. If they play Funhouse, yes. Good luck. Have fun. Name the deck type of jet set doesn't include airblades. I know, we were considering it. Horn solo, horn solo, horn solo. Fab, Vitesse, and NR are all Barcelona. Oh, that's true. Flesh and Blood Nationals or World Championship is in Barcelona. It's just like not now. It's in November, I think. Vitesse also, I'm pretty sure that there was conversations to like combine Vitesse and like Netrunner at some point. At least like the world venue. But that's really cool. I own Vitesse 5th edition. I haven't played it yet. Found lots of tan chops. What? Like Flesh and Blood? All right, Car Hat Smoker. 44 cards, Reality Plus. Could be hell. Also, MTG had a big event in Barcelona this year. All right, could be like Sparrow Brawler. We could get Crypto Crashed immediately. We don't want to steal or trash. Our econ setup here is kind of scuffed. The deck isn't on environmental testing, actually. This was before I was environmental testing pilled. So I didn't believe in it. That's interesting. Let's keep that in mind. R plus Res is ping, Rubicon Ari. Yeah, that's why I think that's like literally why we played Cleaver. Is because ping was like really annoying. I'm just gonna put that there. Just gonna keep that there. I guess we slap Bendel. Vitesse and SG are friends for sure. Oh yeah, for sure. Orb, how's it going? Tags will win Worlds 2023. I think it's a big chance. Tags seem fun. The tag decks are trickier to play though. And like tag decks are a lot, like tag decks are the kind of decks that stomp mid-range table decks. Because they're generally an economy tax and like an economy check. And they're generally also like, do you know the card pool check? So I think tags are going to be really good. At higher tables, it's interesting. But I do think the tags are in a pretty good spot. And there's a lot of tag archetypes that haven't been fully explored to date. Black Chantry is the actual name of their org. Yeah, no, I did know that. I've had to, I've gone on their website before. They're also like kind of like, you know, Pine Box, small dev team, but they're not volunteers, right? They're not a nonprofit, from my understanding. All right, Baya, send it. The Ottawa NR meta has large V-test contingent. Oh, cool. Thomas, I need to ask you after what to credit you from where you're from on what's it called, on the video that you're going to be peer. I'll bother you about that later. I think we're just gonna install the simul chip. We're in deep trouble. Orbs, so proud of you for getting that job. Oh, about to run my 5th Keyforge event. My B-day. Oh, okay, firstly, Orbs, happy birthday. Secondly, I heard that you got that job doing organized play stuff for Keyforge. That's sick. Is that, like, who has Keyforge now, right? The Ottawa NRME, excuse me. Instead of a box, we should proxy it. I learned how to make proxies from Netrunner. It's really hard to proxy sealed. Happy birthday. Yeah, happy birthday. Okay, so now we're going to get crypto crashed. We also have to watch out because Oppo Research is online this turn. So we're just going to try and generate as much economy as we can as quickly as we can. Well, we understood what was going to happen. Now we're going to see how it's going to happen. At least it's 2 tags. I'm just going to click for 2 credits here. I feel pretty unequipped in our D-Res deck because all the R plus ice is like busted on face check. Ghost Galaxy, a CTP company. Yo, nice. I'm in the process of cyberifying my local V-test meta. Is there like a client online? Last I saw, yeah, we're gonna get crypto crash into the ground. Last I saw, people were playing on like an Octagon type client. Yeah, this is fine. I don't want to play this matchup. But this is the problem why this deck is not good, because this matchup doesn't do anything. So if this is a crypto crash, like we're gonna lose our money anyways. So we can do draw. We can do draw. We can remove tank. We can remove tank. And this matchup, like the Saucies don't do anything because all the ice we face check into it, they res for free. So not great. We're basically out of the game. At least if they score out a crypto crash, it sucks. But yeah, we'll play another one after this. This is not the matchup I want to do. Perhaps a competitive R plus shell with a Chewy Jank center. It's not. No, this is just like Sparrow Brawler type thing. Somebody posted a list recently of some sort of thing. Here you see why we would want urban art. We have 3 because all our economy now is we just can't do anything. If we run archives, steal an agenda, we're in a really bad spot. I don't think that the versions are running the 3-1 agenda, but they are. We kind of lose the game on that run. We can't do too much. If that's a Bologna, we're okay. So we'll use Ari, Cuban. Get out of here. Draw. Lamb, can't afford it. Funhouse, okay. They're throwing out all the ice that we would actually de-res. I don't know if they know what we're doing or not, but that's obviously really bad. This is probably a bad card anyways into Hush, so maybe it makes sense that they throw it out regardless. I think we should click for a credit here. 2 credits. Cockatoos now? Oh yeah, there's one that was recently posted. I looked at it really quickly. I think at 2 Economic Warfare. I'm not sure if it's on Pivot. Probably is. So we just probably do credit here. Throw out a Vandal. Birth theming so strong. Do you know that the iconic sulfur crest in Aboriginal mythology is thought to symbolize light, vision, and enlightenment, guiding the way to your destination? Do we have that crest? Like, is that available to us? All right, we're just going to send it. We're going to use our priority, Saucy. So that happens. It is where we think it is. DZ drawn after all you. If this is like a UAV, not a UAV, what is it called? The virtual service assistant. This is where it is. It is. We found it. At least we make some value back of it. But like, you just can't de-res these cards. We could have slap vandaled this. We still get the tag though, so it's not worth anything. We can steal Bologna. We shouldn't. Threat 3 is online now, so Oppo is like absolutely messed up. But again, like it's a huge economy check on decks that don't have a strong economy. If we de-res the VSA, we're in a really not great spot. So let's see what they do here. There's a consideration to draw if they don't have the combo piece they need or if they're flooded. If we steal Bologna, that's the best case for us. As much as like if they have an Oppo or a pivot, we're very, very ugly. But yeah, you cannot pressure this ice. Res for free, lose a credit, take a tag, right? Like, I don't know. Reality Plus breaks the basic fundamental of like, if you face check into the corp, it's worse for them than you. It's not. You need a close prompt. Oh, you're totally right. YDL? Okay. Thank you. Wait, it's been a minute. All right. Do we need to clear the single tag? Market Forces could be bad. Retribution on the lily pad. I'm not actually sure what's in the Sparrow version. How do we get out of this? We really need to draw into. All right. Okay. We need a UAV because we need to move this stuff around. Saucy Beach is no good. Hopefully that came through. It's pretty loud. Some people like that. Some people really don't like that. It's kind of like R+. Yeah, these are all real beached out there. R+ breaks so many fundamentals, and I personally think it needs to go, even if it's not unbeatable or anything. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's cool that tags are relevant, but it does feel kind of messed up. It's just so weird that like the basic idea that you tell everyone, face check ice, you just don't do it. Do not face check ice. But R+, just like CTM, does produce some really interesting matchups. Like that's a totally good trade for them. It's because they spent 0 credits for their ice. Like their ice was just all bad for us. And then the only way to make it bad for them is to run double things in a turn, but you just cannot run 2 servers in a turn Reality Plus unless it's late game. So yeah, it's really, really ugly. Whenever decks get their names continues to be enigma to me. A lot of them build on like, oh, this is really bad without Saucy. I realize how bad this is. We need a UAV. Okay. That's something. That is definitely a thing. They might start throwing out agendas into archives. We can maybe consider contesting remote server. We have a Slap Vandal. We have a Lamb. But here, we can't really do too much. Like, we can't install 2 cards. We have the Hush, which is nice. Like, we could have hushed the VSA. I'm not sure why we didn't. Because we saucy did, like an absolute chump. Okay. The deck's on a single Hush, I think. Yeah, that's not good. I think we just do credit creative. I don't think we're anywhere near installing Lamb. I think we have to though. The deck is on 3 copies of Ping. We have no, we're also really weak to VSA in general because we have no decoder. So like we have to hush VSAs, otherwise they're huge tempo losses. I guess we get rid of the Conduit. Conduit's how we win though. What's the worst card in the hand? I think we have to stick to the Rubicon Switch. It's just like, this matchup we shouldn't play the Rubicon. Like, it's messed up. With the matchup we shouldn't play the Rubicon, which is like, I don't know, it's rough. Our decks are shitposts of things that came before. No, not always. A lot of them are actually pretty genuine. Some of them are, yeah. Not jamming. That's good for us. I'd reckon. At least it's not Shell Game PE. I'd be actually more excited with Shell Game PE because we actually want to run things. Right? Like it's, you don't play your deck. Okay, in this we are playing our deck. I think if they have an agenda, they would jam. I think if we want to poke, we want to poke R&D. As soon as we steal an agenda though, if they have an oppo or a pivot, let alone economic warfare, like we're absolutely gutted here. So we have to draw a UAV. That's no good. This is not good. DZ probably doesn't pay off more than clicking for credits. Whatever, man. Whatever. Yeah, if we can get one Funhouse resed. Okay, so this could be literally anything, right? If it's a Bologna, it's a problem. If it's a Bologna, probably want to take it. Finally crafted well-written write-up is great. Have you heard of memes? I try to warn you about stairs. Okay, we could probably challenge this. The question is, which one do we hush? We can't get through 2 ice in any meaningful way. Our Cubon's slightly too far back. If they score out a Crypto Crash, it's bad. If they score out a Bologna, it's bad. Everything that happens here is a bad trade for us. I guess we can start with the Nuka. Okay. Now, if we're expecting to take 2 tags, I think we just run now. We can install the SMC first. I don't think we're going to SMC for anything, though. We don't even have an overclock. I'm just going to send it. Thinking. So if we want to go here, okay, so if it's like, what's it called? A Starlit Night, that's just going to happen. We're going to have a tag. So I think that's fine. Oh, we had priority there. That's ugly. Oh, sorry, I had priority. That's just great. Okay. Yeah, we priority there. We could have hushed it. I don't think we would have ultimately. So now, oh, sorry, no, I saw. No, it's all good. I wrote thinking in chat. I'll ping you. I'll write a thing. No big deal. Yeah, no big deal. That happens. Okay, so now the thing is, if we want to go through this, we'd have to like slap Bendel from hand. So even if we hush this, like we're bouncing off of it. So how do we get through this? If we slap Bendel this, it's pretty bad. So here we have to like clear the tag, creative commission. That might be okay. We'd have to hope that's a Bologna and not a Crypto Crash. If that was the case though, like would we have hushed it? I don't think so. Again, we can slap Bendel this. We go down to 9. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. I want to get off of this ride. So we're just going to clear the tag. And I think actually we do sure gamble. We don't creative commission. Well, okay, hold on. So the reason why we'd sure gamble here is that we're expecting to be on 14 and we get dropped down to 7. So we can sure gamble. Creative commission's better if somehow we lose more money. Economic warfare requires a successful run, so I think that's probably fine. The DZ's useless. We're gonna need the lamb, unfortunately, but it's pretty bad. SMC gets us to not a lot in the deck. All their agendas are like really bad for us. Start clicking the indicate action button on runs just by default. Yeah, well, so like, no, I have no criticism for our opponent. Like that happens, but like in theory, people will, you know, remember to like, for what it's worth, I think they shouldn't allow you to res the same way that it doesn't allow you to do anything when there's what's it called, masterwork. Like JNet holds masterwork priority hostage. They should for Ari as well. Ari should have to release priority, but that will come in time. I'll get rid of that. Yeah, but it's like super easy to make that mistake. So like whatever, it happens. But yeah, it should, like if you try it, you can't do anything as a corporation while masterwork is priority. And I think Ari should probably get the same treatment, but it's not true because Masterwork has a prompt that shows up. So it's a slightly different. I just need to figure out what deck this is. It's posted. Okay, so it has to be an agenda. There's one Oracle think tank, devious. Like in person, you can put your hand up. Oh, in person, it's like really hard to mess up because as soon as they go to res, like you can literally see. I think the only issue with Ari holding priority is it might paint the pictures that she has to fire start a turn. User experience. Oh, that's true. Yeah. So I think here is like a damned if we do, damned if we don't. There's a third ice. Obviously, that's an issue. We have to get the lamb down. So we will. I think if anything, we have to wait to set up to like close the game off of like a cheeky conduit while we go fully tag me and then hope this is not the thing that loses the game for us. So what can happen here? I don't know. I think we just let this one go because there's no way that this makes sense for us. The Saucy's not as good as Hush. But we have Overclock. We could have had a deep dive, but then like, why are we playing the D-Res deck? We've thrown out a Rubicon. But we have 19 credits. The worst we can go down to is 12. We don't have a lot of other money though. So we want to keep these econ cards. I think Saucy's the worst card in hand. Whoops. But again, in this matchup, the ice is like let's look at the ice real quick. It's not like the Rezzing Toll Booth. The Rezzing, one Funhouse, one Magnet, and then just ping wraparound Starlit Knight. So 3x Starlit Knight. That's 5 credits if that fires, and it will fire. Nice. That's fine. Okay, so now we can lose on the remote server. So the deck is running, oops, excuse me. There's only 5 more agendas. This could be any agenda that costs us the game. It could be Rashida or Spin Doctor. We have to either run this right now, immediately, or it'll be a problem. We have literally no way to deal with Starlit Knight. We have no way to deal with Starlit Knight, just like period. So that's going to be a problem. I think we're just going to overclock server 1. We will hush the innermost because if it's a Starlit Knight, at least it won't end the run. That's all we got. Yeah, this deck, Starlit Knight, mind you, this was early. I don't think we need a Sentry Breaker. We can definitely put Eka in the deck at a minimum. Hush, yeah, it deals with it kinda. Like, it deals with the part of it that we really care about, but it doesn't deal with all parts of it. Right? Like, here we'll take the tags, and at least this one won't end the run. We actually could, like, make this a barrier. So what does it cost? 4? Wait, we deal with Starlit Knight for 4? Never mind, we have a way to deal with Starlit Knight. Okay. Okay, so this one, thinking, I'll hold priority here. So this one we can consider hushing. We should. The JNet shows that wrong. It is where we think it is. All good. You spent a click there? Damn it. Thank you. Easier to play in person than JNet sometimes. It's the opposite of the issue some other folks have. It's a magnet. God damn. Are you kidding me? It's the 1x magnet? Wait, we've hushed it. But what was our plan to get through this? How do we plan to get through this ice? Bounce the lamb? Yeah, I think we have to flicker the lamb, you're right. I think we flicker the cube on. Thanks. Yeah, I think we still go through it. I forgot we had a simul chip. Never mind. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So we'll simul chip. We'll trash the cube on. We can get a slap bundle here. I don't think we have to do anything else. Yeah, we'll just slap it. It's hushed, so we're fine. This is cockatoo. Yeah, it looks like it. It's crypto crash. Okay, we don't lose. So now they're gonna pay 7 credits to give us all the tags in the world. We haven't taken a tag yet, so like we have a huge incentive here just to click for 3. If they jam next turn in their remote server, we can check it. And if not, and they spend again, that's still a lot of money because they will oppo us this turn. So they'll do economic warfare into oppo. We're just gonna click for 3 credits. I don't think we have anything smarter we have to do here. It's the 1x magnet. That's sick. Yeah, you can turn cube on to slap 100%. Yeah, I forgot we had a simul chip. Do we have bands in the deck? We have 2. We've played 1 of them. Yeah, we have 2. That'd be sick if we draw it, but we don't have it. So now them putting their remote server, like it is relatively expensive. If they do oppo us though, it's all their money. So do we have to care about the remote server? Oh, buy bands would be amazing. They pay 7. Yeah, they pay 5 though, right? Because they get their 2 credits back. So this has to be Rashida or Spin Doc. They can do credits seamless, but that doesn't win. Yeah. So we just clear tags. And then like there has to be Rashida, which it probably is. And then at that point they can res maybe 1 ice. And if they res ice on R&D, if it doesn't give us a tag, we can maybe close out. They also drew a lot, so like running HQ here makes sense. Predicted double seamless? It's unlikely, but yeah, maybe. I think that's what it would have to be, but we could lose there. It would have to be, they don't have predictive. So it would have to be doubles. Yeah, it'd have to be predictive. They don't have it. Didn't know you could hush a magnet. Yeah, pineapple, it beats it. Hush beats magnet. I don't know why, but everyone knows it. YDL here would be amazing. They need a YDL here. They've played one so far. But yeah, YDL with 9 cards in hand. They play 2. That's the only way they get back in economically. If they don't have it, it's pretty bad because they don't have hedge funds. So, right, the only economy they have in their deck is one last copy of YDL and Rashida. Car Hat Smoke doesn't have it because I'm pretty sure you'd windmill that out. It's because it creates a dependency loop and the hosted card wins in a dependency loop. Hosted card wins is what I remembered from that talk, but I can't tell you why more than that. You should run Essential. Excuse me. You should run Essential, install SMC, get Peach Shell, and clear tags. It was a possibility, yeah. Okay, so we can easily lose here. We need to find a Bologna. There's one more Bologna. In terms of the agendas in the deck, one more Bologna, one more Crypto Crash, tomorrow's headline, and Oracle Think Tank. The Oracle Think Tank helps us in no way. If they had the Oracle Think Tank, they could have put in their remote server. We've lost access to our Hush, which is the most important thing. Running Archives is interesting. I think this could be a Spin Doctor. I want to run Archives. If they res ice on Archives, I think we're in an okay spot. I'm just going to send it Archives. We could have got the SMC down first to threaten pulling another Hush. We don't have one. I think maybe having 2 Hush makes sense. Okay, it's a VSA. Okay, they had the line Laundry the Remote, fetching Peach Sean, trashing the receipt, and clear tags. Oh, you think we could have done that? Obviously, that would have been sick. This doesn't do anything. Yeah, pulling Peach Sean there makes a lot of sense. I wonder if we can afford to do it, though. We would have been on like 5 credits. All right, so at least we've gotten 1 tag already. That's great, right? It's very likely we lose in this remote server. But now if they res anything else in server 1, they have to win off if it's seamless. We've seen none so far. Oh, shit. Sorry, that's on us. You mean you need to be more skateboard pilled? Yeah. 2 self-growths to Spin Doctor out. Why? They threw out a YDL. What the heck does that mean? So what can this ice be? On 3 credits. It can't be a Starlight. It can be a wraparound and a ping. So this costs 245. Is it a Spin Doctor? But they didn't get all the money in the world. I think no matter what we run this. Yeah, mind you, Air Blades would be really good in this matchup. Actually, no, it doesn't deal with much. It deals with the Starlit Knight, but like, whatever. It does deal with Funhouse, they threw it out. All good. It is a ping, okay. So now, we can still get through this, but we have 2 tags. Lamb for 4, no matter how many tags go through Starlight, is cute. It is really cute. Yeah, it is nice. So this is 6 credits. They didn't YDL. This is a lot of money. If we get Oppo, though, we just jam Conduit. We just have to make sure that we have enough money to what's it called? That is really good. To win off of Bologna. Yeah, okay, we already took a tag. Okay, the issue here is that they have a shipment from Vladisibirsk. So they can do install a 3-2 win. So we basically have to win here. So that means we have to start doing Peach Sean magic. The problem is as soon as we do Peach Sean magic, because we haven't used Ari at all. As soon as we start doing Peach Sean magic, you can clear down to 1 tag. Yeah. Yeah, let's look at tag punishment. So 2 self-growth program accounted for. Market force is not accounted for. To what's it called? Win. Shipment from Vlad is hard to play around. They can also shuffle this thing back. I don't see what they do if they remove 2 tags. They oppo. Oh, they can't really. Yeah, maybe we just clear 2 tags. You're right. I was thinking of like doing Peach Sean and then like smashing, but we don't have Bologna credits. I feel like this is like a slow loss as opposed to like a potential quick win. But here, if they have market forces, that's the only like really good thing. It's just we cannot afford to run this again. And we've just put ourselves out of contention of stealing Bologna, and I don't know how we win the game without stealing Bologna. There's only 2 agendas left in the whole game. Right? There's only... Wait, there's 3? Oh, one crypto crash, one headline, one baloney. Yeah, there's 2 agendas we can win off of. They have to click for 3 here. Shit. That's why. But I think, yeah, I don't know. I think that's... Okay, that was really bad for us. They're on 2 credits. I think that's maybe why we don't do it. I think it's pretty sure they have market forces. So I think we try and just spend our 5 credits, but they're on 2. So let's talk about the ice. We've seen 2 pings, 2 VSA. So what ice can they actually res? Wrap around. That's fine. Yeah, if we clear the tags, they click for 2 install a remote server. I think it's bad for us. Okay, so we can install the SMC to draw a card. What are we trying to draw into? Literally nothing is playable. On 0 credits. Market Forces in the bin now. Yeah, they just played Market Forces. Well, they just Market Forced us, right? Okay, so we can only win off stealing 2 agendas. Once they shuffle the Rashida, this back, it's really, really, really bad. But we probably lose this turn because they can do install Shimmer from Vlad. Install Shimmer from Vlad, advance, also wins off Bologna. So I think we just have to run every single central as many times as we can. Pichashaw, unfortunately, is... I think we install the SMC clicklessly just to draw a card. Yeah, we just need to get as many X's as we can. Okay, no further. So we're going to use SMC just to draw a card. It's going to get trashed, whatever. There's a small chance we found something there useful. It's just the game's going to be over soon. Seamless, okay. If we didn't remove tags from market, we would still would have lost all our money. They would have had more money. Maybe that's true, though. We need to force them to res a wraparound. Ping, okay. We just run HQ twice. They have Seamless. They have that. That's bad. So we know half their hand. They can do Pivot into Vlad. That's actually a losing line as well. So yeah, that's game. If they have it. Damn it. Could we have got Claude on the table? Credit SMC, no. Credit SMC, no. We're short. Missed the start of this game, but my experience against this deck has been you don't run early. Let them score Crypto Crash. We'll leverage them to test and explode mid-game. Jeff, we're on a D-res deck. So like it's we don't actually have economy. So it's a lot worse. They didn't have it. They had to spin doctor it. Good game. Yeah, I think if we played the actual Arissana deck, we'd be okay in the matchup. The fact that we spent 12 influence on nothing is a problem. Thanks for the game. Yeah, that was still relatively close for as weird as it was. But I want to play this against not, you know, a deck that only runs 2 cost dice. And maybe we'll be okay. Maybe. But we just played like good stuff Ari out of, you know, a shell of what the deck should be. It's okay. I don't feel too bad. We are playing only against Smurfs. Unless this person's real name is Dan Brago. Come on. Smurf name technology only game more and more. I know. It's like, it's all we're doing. And this is going to be Acid Ob. If it's Acid Ob, we're just going to call it a stream, okay? It's that simple. Op is pretty good into Ari, I think. The idea that you can destroy your ice is pretty good. Thanks, you too. Shadow Wizard Money Gang. This hand's okay. We can Saucy face check. That's the other thing with Saucy. It forces you to, like, you know, do the thing. But if they put a remote server, we can probably keep this hand. It has no engine pieces, but the economy is fine. So if it is like assets, we're okay. D-Res is bad here unless they start with Starlight and Funhouse. Yeah, and they threw at the Funhouse. Like, I think they understood the matchup. Now they're Smurfs just to argue in general now. Yeah, you can't get angry at someone who doesn't leave without conceding if they, you know, they're a Smurf. We'll go HQ. We'll use Ari. We'll put a Saucy here. We'll eat the, what's it called? The, Afshar. If it's a, what's it called? The 4-cost Winchester. This is a bit worse. It's a Winchester. All right, well, doesn't do that much. So the only thing that we care about is the trace forwarded for a program. We're not paying 4 credits for the program. So what is the order in the trace? 4 for a program? Whatever. We love casting spells. Yep. Trace 3, hardware, not real. And the run, fine. Okay. Let's find out what the deck is. This is a more aggressive line than we should be. We should be setting up with this hand. Damn it. I assume they wouldn't be able to res. The fact that we're being aggressive here is also really bad because we're a Rubicon deck. So actually this play pattern is probably incorrect. That's a good trash though. Because now we are never going to be able to de-res this stuff. If the Winchester is a bit worse, Corp res the Winchester. There's only two ice you mostly expect on HQ. It's Winchester and Afshar early. So I don't think it's like I'm too magical about that. I think our play pattern here is wrong because as soon as we draw into our console, we're in a really bad spot. Okay, that's good. We'll just keep drawing. Yeah, we need to get through our deck. We probably should have mulliganed that hand because getting aggression isn't what we want. Because now this Winchester's up, we actually have no way of dealing with it besides lame. This gets hushed though. That's really cool. It does get hushed. Okay, we'll take that back. Yeah, I think we might need more card draw because again, if we don't find it quickly our Rubicon, we can't afford to face check here. We can plan to serve it too. We have no reason to cube on it too soon. Let's draw once. Okay. Notably, it's a weird hush trashing interaction on HQ. Oh yeah, you're right. If it trashes, it goes backwards. Oh man, if we hush this, it actually is so good for us. We could have considered hushing this preemptively. That would have been like next level because it doesn't gain subroutines. They obviously don't res it. That's really, really ugly. Now if we hush it, it keeps the power counters forever. That's really bad. You can hush it right now. No, it's too late. Wait, you can? Oh, you're right, because the power counters are attached to it. Oh, super cool. It trashes it though, and we lose our hush. You can post-emptively hush it. Like, this just gets a boarding control. I don't know if we want to do that. Yeah, totally worth. Yeah, this is like Echo. You're right. So the subroutines are attached to text. They're not real subroutines anymore. So they get a border control here. That's fine. They need to slash disable? No, because the subroutine still fires, so it does trash it. Yeah. We're through though. It's a Rashida. That's two Rashidas down. We'll check this. It's probably a spin dock. We have bad publicity, so we actually can be quite aggressive here. Yeah. So getting two Rashidas back in is pretty bad. If we thought this was that, we should have run the spin doctor first, but okay, it's gone too. That's what Simul Chip is for? We don't have one. Just gotta keep drawing. We're just playing aggro Ari. Yeah, I think we need the 3 diesels. I think we just need to set up as quickly as possible with our D-res. Because, like, how do we deal with this? Like, this is pretty fair. And, like, we just can't deal with a board barrier and a code gate on turn 3. Or turn 4, even. Okay, SMC? Oh, don't worry, we have a Sassy. All the ice is rezzed. What are we doing? Diesel's best draw, I agree. Hold on. Let's force a border control pop. So we have priority here, so we can do this. So we'll do SMC. SMC, we'll do Cleaver. At this point, they might as well let us... I mean, Lamb. Jokes. Sorry, this has no Simul Chip? No, it does. It has 3. It has 3. We just don't have one in our hand, you know? We don't have a click left, but if this pops a border control, I think we're pretty happy. They put back a Rashida and a... What did they shuffle back? I didn't pay attention. Envelopment, yeah. Sessy's kind of sub versus Ob. It's not the worst, but it's not great. The thing is, like, if you D-res, if you do get Rubicon up against Op and you D-res their ice, like, yeah, their stuff gets a lot worse. But yeah, no, it's if we don't draw a Rubicon early, the deck is nonsense. It's a magnet, that's fine. We break that for 4. It's basically what Unity pays, am I right? You're right. It's the worst card in our hand. I don't think this is getting banned before Worlds, y'all. Don't worry, our late game, once we get our conduit down, we go through that tithe. Okay, Lamb breaks this for 2, 3, 5, 7, 6 with bad pub. Okay. Let's keep setting up. Nice. SMC overclock. Nice. We have no other breakers though. I forgot our limited range. This magnet is going to be very powerful. All right, well. We haven't found a lily pad yet. I don't think we want to show the SMC. I don't think we're worried about the click compression on this one. No, it only has the lamb and 3 slap vandals. It has no real breakers. Because it's meant to be a D-res deck, or why do you have to break ice? But yeah, you see the problems with our line of thinking. Running on turn 1 might be an issue. It's 11:38. We're gonna win this game really quickly, and then we're gonna make some very obvious changes. Magnet messes up lamb so bad. It's not that bad. Oh, it's 7. It's really bad, actually. Yeah, you're right. It's really quite bad. I think I said 4. It's 7. Oh, okay. It's easier now with bad publicity. Okay, so again, paint, boost, break. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's very expensive. It's 5 though. Cleaver lamb is a consideration. We want to reduce the number of real breakers. Yeah, I don't mind that actually. I actually don't mind that at all because the interaction between the two allows for a lot of flexibility. Turbine lamb, maybe. Turbine lamb also kind of cute. I feel like here they've gone through 3 agendas though. They've drawn a fair bit. No, they've drawn 10 cards, 15 cards. That's probably what you expect. But like, we just have to let Tithe fire. With 13 credits though, they can probably ice us up. So I don't want to like conduit too hard right now. Cleaver lamb is 3 to break magnet. Yeah, that's like fine. That's like Unity. I mean, Angola. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep drawing. Ah, sick. That's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good when they resin ice. They're gonna resin ice, right? They're gonna resin development. And we're gonna pay 5, right? Man, the fact that we don't have more breakers and we allowed them to resin ice, that is a pilot issue. We're gonna call it as we see it's a pilot issue. The D sets don't actually do that much anymore, right? Res ice after trash them to fetch it. Rubicon works with the op trigger to install an ice. Yeah, because op reses the ice. It's just they don't op. I guess they sometimes do that on our turn. The resin development will de-resin, and then they'll re-resin next turn, and we'll have 8 subroutines. That is actually true. Yeah, that is a problem. That is a problem. Yeah, Lamb doesn't care, but yeah, it's an issue. Is Lamb better than they think it is? It's always surprising me in like really small ways. Like it's like, oh, that's actually not bad. Okay, you ready? You ready to Rubicon this? They're gonna spend 7 credits writing a Ferris. Are we gonna de-res it? Yeah, it's gonna be sick. If it's double magnet, I will cry. Genuinely, there's a lot of things that will upset us on this run. I'm gonna start with the Spin Doctor, so we don't waste our time trashing Rashida. Just a free run on R&D with a Cubon and Bad Pub. It's not a free run. We take a net damage. But it's nearly a free run. It's just like it's not great for a single axis there. Lamb would be good with Takobi support. Yeah, or just Turbine. I imagine Turbine a fair bit more because you're not trying to break often with Lamb, right? Like to make 2 breaks with the Lamb before the 3rd break is good seems too expensive than just getting this to 4 strength. Here we go. Lamb breaks all subs. That's 4 credits. Oh, it's better than Dirty Laundry and Archives. Yes. Sorry, I'm wrong. Yeah, you're right. This paints things. Dakota still needs to boost for Braun. Yeah, it does. No, yes. Yeah, it hits 5. Okay. Gotta figure out what to do here. If we had another Hush in the list, we don't. We would definitely Hush this, but we don't. You think of what I'm thinking? Break 2, jack out, install Rubicon Switch, de-res. Nah. Yeah, it's fine. We can't slap Vandal the Magnet for hopefully obvious reasons. We didn't really want to cube on this. This is expensive, but luckily it's not our actual money. Wow. Wow, was that expensive. Oh man, does that hurt? Oh, that's really bad. Show me a double magnet. Show me an Afshar. Show me any code gate. Show me literally anything with the word code gate on it. Show me a half run. I'll be upset. I think half run cost me 5 credits. Sandstone. Okay, so the problem is we can't run the magnet anymore. We just don't know how to. We've painted. At this point, we are so messed up that we just have to like try and win off of bad central runs. That we should have realized our fate like a minute ago. You could de-res the sandstone though, send a message. No, this is hit points now. It's free land breaks all subs. Oh, that was this thing, yeah. Oh, will they let us keep this? That was the one I wanted to get rid of. Okay, not a good draw. Rubicon the Sandstone, it is 6 credits and 2 clicks to deny them 3 credits. It's not happening. Above the law? Hold on, wait, we can act. Oh, it looks like SZF. Oh, we almost died. Tucana trick, nice. SMC, you're saucy on it. Okay. I think we can win here. They need to ice up R&D. We still have that clot threat cooking. We're in a good spot. We might be down 6 points, but you know how quickly, oh no, a code gate. Oh no, our mortal enemy, a code gate. If only that wasn't an issue for us. All right, we got clot. Gonna just return that to hand. What does this cost us to break? 2, 3, 4, 7. Cost 7. Okay, no big deal. Should have played Ngolo. Yeah. Why can't we break code gates? We don't have a decoder. We had too many slots into our power cards that we dipped into our fundamentals in a way that many people would call avant-garde. Now, those critics have not broken, you know, the sort of, well, they did break the barriers. They actually didn't break code gates. That was the issue. We need a tech buzzsaw. Yeah, and then a tech and go, Ika. Landing called a power card. It was recently unbanned. You know it must be busted. It was on the ban list. Okay, too bad publicity. How do we make that work for us? We can run HQ. We've seen 1, 2, 3, 4 agendas in the top 19 cards. That's kind of what you'd expect. I think we eventually lose to double code gate, but we've seen 2 of the code gates in the list. There can't be that many more code gates. Now, how do we deal with Whoredom? The answer is we slap Vandal it. They will not triple advance it. And then we can run the server many times and profit. Simulchip seems valuable. We're going to do something cool on their turn. We'll have a turn, don't worry. Biobands here is pretty legit. I think we biobands. HQ seems a bit too expensive, but I think we do it. Because this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Minus 2 publicity, it's 5. We're down to 8. No, it's totally fine. This is acceptable. This is not a great run, but like I'm not running archives at this hour. Cuban here. Yes. How expensive could this possibly be? 5 seems fine if you forget that you spent 2 on it. Oh, I was looking for this. That's right. We broke Winchester. And it wasn't ass. We can't go back though. Before Soul Lamb Ari wins Worlds. And before Soul Ari Lamb wins this game, maybe. And even that, like, no. Wait, are we on Claude? Oh no. If they're watching the stream, they know we're not on Claude. There's no way we would get punished there. If anything, it would just been not good. But like if we rip a snare out of this Jeff ass op deck, like, yeah, they win. Just mash indicate. Oh, you think we're not gonna? We're gonna mash indicate now. Oh, I thought they got rid of their code gate for a second. No cloth the deck keeps on giving. Again, power cards. Okay, they don't have it. That's sick. Because now it's just a single Hordem. We win. Just mash. Hold on, we win. We've won the game. They don't have it in hand. We're going to win now. What do we need to get? Slap Vandal, Bad Publicity. We run this for free. Okay, so on your turn, the turn ordering kind of only matters sort of for DZ. So we need to do this. We're going to use the Bad Publicity while running anyways. So I feel fine for this. We'll get the Conduit. 1, 2, 3. Okay, then we'll simulchip. Oh. I think we must destroy the lamb. I think we must destroy our own lamb. Either that or we destroy the Cuban. Yeah, that seems a bit more acceptable. Choose a target. Hold on, I need to destroy this. Choose a target. Samasa. Okay. And we're off. All right. We probably could have done that on our turn after we did the DZ, let's be honest. Just pop off. Step 2, pop off. We could have done this on turn after UAV fires. We could have. We lost a DZ credit, but like it was bad because we would have got more money off of Urban Earth Vernissage. I think we're gonna win in the Silence of the Lambs. I think we're gonna win in spite of that, which makes us more powerful. So we're gonna do R&D. We're gonna use Ari. Oh damn it! Hold on. We're gonna use SMC during the run, I guess, for Pichachon. That's gonna go there. Then we're gonna use Ari to use a slap. You're gonna ask me that every time, and I'm gonna pay it on one of them. Break 1 barrier. There's not a lot of agendas. Break 1 subroutine, yeah. End the run. Congratulations, you have found infinite economy. Thank you. Hedge fund. Bad start. I know what you're thinking. But it only gets better. There are a lot of agendas out of the game. We're eventually going to get really good at clicking all these things in the right order. It goes. We see deeper. The run continues. We have lost our claw threat. Claw threat in quotations. Lamb is doing a job offering its turn. It's like, it's helpful. It's trying to help. Hedge. I have made a crucial mistake. Like it wasn't gonna happen. Like it was not gonna happen once. We got that out of our system. We can now go on to win the game. Playing on JNet's harder than... Okay. That seems like a downside, but it's not. It's not that bad. So spending a click to install the Pichachon is a waste of time. You definitely don't want to see that. The deck is running 3 of them. Not a problem. Rip. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. And now they can ice up R&D so heavily. What am I doing? Wait. No, I know. That one I caught. Thank you, though. We know the 2. It's okay. Oh, yeah, you're right. It was okay. That actually was style. That was like being aware that we knew the top cards of the deck. So like we didn't have to. I miss medium so fewer undue clicks. I know. And I would have... Okay, we're back in. So we need to steal agenda into agenda. Is the deck running a 3-pointer? I'm not doing this on purpose. God, I will eventually. It's no big deal. We'll all get there in the end. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's weird how it keeps happening. It's gone. Okay. We could have. Okay, I almost did it. It's because of your fingers right there. It hits like axis and you're on the run button. You think, okay, I'm gonna move and leave the run button to go all the way over here. Of course, I'm gonna click on it. It's right there. It's like, what's the next thing I'm gonna do? Run. Oh, if I have a button that says those words on it, I'd hit it. It's not on me. You should have a button that says, do you want to keep conduiting? I can tell you're trying to win the game. So they're gonna draw hedge fund envelopment. At least they're not gonna win. Shit. Oh, they respected our. Whatever. Good game. Did you respect the clot? Or not have the money? The Rashida was like, maybe for money. I don't know if they had 7 credits or not. Respected clot. Respect. We played all the lines flawlessly. Yeah, no. I have a way to score through clot, so I wasn't gonna find it. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, they all often do. There's my viruses. Okay, thanks for the game. I can't do another game. It's way too late. Yeah, okay. Well, even against a reasonable deck that we thought we'd have an okay matchup, we had a bad matchup. I think we might have learned something about this deck. I don't know why people are just smurfing into us. I don't like that. It makes me feel icky. Again, some people smurf for a lot of reasons. I don't know if everyone's smurfing, but like, I don't like it. Yeah, the Rubicons are bad. The Saucies are bad. Don't do this. Let's see Worlds. All right. That's it for today. Thanks so much for tuning in. There are some decks that are actually like good or pretty good, and I hope that you can see that. And they're like playable. They're pretty playable. Rubicon is a valid and good. Next step is for you to smurf. I'm gonna make another Twitch channel. What was I gonna say? I forget. We only have a couple more streams left, right? Like it's next weekend, then it's Canadian Thanksgiving. That should not impact the stream schedule. And then it's another week, and that week only has a 1 stream because then we're at Worlds. So between now and then, things we have to do. Some replay review stuff. Haven't hoped to do that maybe on a Tuesday. That might be fun. We need to figure out how to play Eternal. Maybe I'll do that on the next Thursday. Maybe if Jeff is free on a Friday, I'll try and join him on his Friday stream. I feel like that's most of what we have to do. Get Métropole Grid. Is there no chance for a Worlds live stream? At Worlds? No. There's no chance to be a live stream at Worlds unless somehow. No, there won't be. No, there won't be. I don't even know what to do for a cell phone, like in Barcelona, let alone for data. And like I don't own a laptop. Like I don't have no way to stream mobily. I will again. We talked about this earlier. I bought a little camera so I can, film, like just very simply be like, hey, you want to talk? And then I can show you what Worlds looks like in a fisheye. And I'm excited for that. I thought that would be really cool. So we'll do that. But yeah, there's going to be no content because on the channel, there's still going to be a fair bit of content. It's worth noting again, after Worlds, we won't be back on the channel for a couple of weeks because I'm on holiday for a bit after that. So it'll be like 2 weeks off of live streams. And then from that point on, there will still be like K-Nats videos coming out. There should be 2 or 3 a week. So there'll be a lot of content, but it won't be live streams, unfortunately. Plan is to buy a SIM. I actually think I have a European SIM. Like my phone has a double SIM thing, but the other SIM is from Slovenia, which I don't know if that works. It's technically the EU, right? So maybe it all works the same. I need to look into it. Cool. Thanks for streaming. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for playing. Thanks for watching the VOD if you're doing well. Like the stream if you're on YouTube. That helps a lot. Subscribe. That helps a lot. Follow on Twitch. That doesn't help. That one's just a fun number going up. And you'll know when we go live, but that's it. All EU sims should be compatible. Okay, sick. So I probably just need to walk into somewhere and like load it up with points or like with datums. Some datums. Thanks so much. And we'll be back on Tuesday. Cheers.